All right, we are live now, yo. Mike
You?
Sears in a Mobilarity One. You can tell
Shit,
them what we're
shit,
doing
shit.
today, Steve. All right, we are live now, yo.
Oh shit. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm frustrated with hip hop, man.
And so am I. So I got some thoughts about this.
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll let you go first, man. I know you got a lot in your mind, brother.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
What made me put that status on Facebook yesterday was the fact that I'm just gonna keep it a buck. It was a couple of things. Obviously the Kanye shit that's going on. Um, the Pusha T Daytona cover, the cover for the Daytona joint. I got a lot to talk about that. But what made the topping with the cream of the cake, whatever you want to call it, is the fucking this nigga Takashi supposedly taking shots at Chief Keef. This is what hip hop is coming to now.
disgusting.
It's fucking disgusting, man. And the reason and that's what like made me prompted to say that I'm done with hip hop because hip hop has become such a circus right now. It's like it's not even funny. Like for example, I did listen to the Pusha T project. I like it. I fucks with it. You know what I mean? I just felt like it was a little distasteless on Kanye's part to put this the I guess like the scene of Whitney Houston, like her drug fuse and stuff like that when she died. I thought that's kind
Yeah,
of fucked up for him to do that because what if, God forbid, somebody got a picture of his mom's dead body and they posted that as an album cover? That'd be some fucked up
yeah,
shit, right?
yeah. That is disgusting. Yeah,
That's
I gotta agree with
disgusting,
that.
dude. You know what I'm saying? And then people are saying like, "Oh, that's art," and oh, this is this like you guys are taking it too seriously. That's fucking morbid as shit, dude. That's morbid as fuck.
It is.
And then and the thing with Kanye, first, you guys know, if you guys follow me for years, you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of Kanye as an MC. I like his production, well, some of his production, but as an MC, I don't care for his production. And
So if you
yesterday,
guys
I
follow
was
me
kind
for
of
years.
what happened?
Oh, my bad. That was my phone. I was getting in the live chat. I had to put that shit
Okay,
on pause. My bad.
no doubt. Now you good. Yo, Ross was popping. Ross Hartley. Ross
Ross
Hartley's
is
in the
here.
building. Yeah. I'm watching. I have my I'm watching from my desktop. And so I could see the chat too, so I could chime in too. Because last time I was
Yeah,
just doing straight from the phone. So, but anyways, with Kanye, like I said, I'm not a fan of Kanye's like rapping. But the thing is, like I was trying to tell people, people are chiming in saying like, "Oh, he's the best MC, he's a genius," and people are comparing him to Pac. All right, I'm gonna break this down. Within everything, there is a foundation to everything. It's like you going to a house, you're about to buy a house. You like how the house is set up, like the way it looks, the paint, the floors, the everything about it. But there's a foundation. There is something before that made it great for what it is, for what you liked about that house. That's the same thing with hip hop. For example, Rhymefest. I mentioned Rhymefest. You got this dude that said that, oh, but Rhymefest, he's not memorable. He's not relevant when it comes to Kanye, but not knowing that I'm just paraphrasing what he said. But what he doesn't understand is that Rhymefest wrote all like the first three albums of Kanye, like the Late Registration, the Graduation, I believe, and the College Dropout. And how you can tell is how when somebody writes for somebody else is how they flow. So when somebody's writing for somebody for a certain artist or whatever, you're teaching them how to do hooks, choruses, bridges, things like that. And people are kind of ignoring that fact. They're kind of like disregarding that shit. And that's what I have
yeah,
a problem with. So Ron Fez is just as important to Kanye's career, but people so it's like one of those things that people so they think that success is materialism. They equate materialism to success, and that's not the case. You see what I'm saying? Because that shit could be taken away from you. Whether you get a nice car, nice house, your girl, whatever, all that shit could be taken away from you. To me, success is shit like you graduating from college, getting like common knowledge, you losing weight, you succumbing a certain disease, like like if you had like like cancer, you beating cancer, shit like that. That to me is success.
Yeah.
And I
Real
mean,
talk.
this is so much I want to talk about, but I don't want to take too much of your time. But if you want to speak your piece, and then I can just add on to what you say, piggyback.
Oh, it's all good because Sundays are like my boring day. You dig? So
Right.
I got all the time. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like
Yeah.
Rhymefest wrote all his shit, and especially one of his greatest tracks of all time, "Jesus Walks." I remember him
Exactly.
talking about that. So to like discredit him for what he done is asinine because
Right.
he gave Kanye classics. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. But people, they don't see that. They just see what's outside, but they don't talk about that behind the scenes shit that goes on. Like prime example, like 50 Cent. Jam Master Jay taught him how to make songs.
Yeah, I remember I heard that. I think it was the New Breed DVD or one of them DVDs.
Right,
50
right, right,
talked
right,
about
right.
he would just write like not even bars, you know what I mean? Just write a
Right,
whole bunch of shit.
right. And then, but
Yeah.
Jam Master Jay taught him like structure. He taught him how to do bridges, hooks, how to count bars. Shit like that counts. But again, people don't
Yeah.
see that. They don't know,
Nope.
and that's
They don't
and that's my
understand.
problem.
Another frustration I have is these fans, yo. Oh my god.
Yes, yes, they're a big problem. Like
Yes.
some of these Kanye fans are like Trump supporters, straight up. They're worse.
Yeah. I didn't listen to that piece of shit album yet, and I have no plans on to listening
Yeah,
to it.
same here,
You know?
same here, same here.
Eh,
You know what it is with social media, dude? Is the fact that people choose what they want to be angry about. People choose what they want to be happy about, if that makes sense.
yep.
Because I'll post certain things on Facebook, like because people think you know what it is. People think of me like people think that all I do is listen to boom bap, listen to 90s boom bap. But I don't. That's not the only thing I listen to. I listen to rock. I listen to jazz. I listen to reggae. I listen to dancehall. But again, people don't comment. People don't see what I post. People choose what they
Yeah.
want to see. You see what I'm saying? And they always equate that, that they know you based on what you post on social media. But you don't know what I think every day. You don't know what I
No,
go through in my everyday life. You see what I'm saying? And they just
for
go
real.
off the strength of what I post, and they think that that's all me, and that's not the case.
Word.
So
It's like a lot of this new era shit too, like the underground stuff. That's like a new golden era, in my opinion. A
right,
lot of good music out now. So
right,
niggas just don't listen to '90s hip hop. We listen to a vast majority of shit. You know?
right, right. That's another thing I want to touch too, because I had people saying like, "Oh, that there's good hip hop, is in the underground." People sending me links and stuff like that. You're preaching to the choir because I already know all that stuff. So I mean, you're not saying nothing new to me. Like I already know to check the underground and check different genres and stuff like that. So you're not really saying much, when you say that. You know what I mean? But don't get it twisted. There's whack shit in the underground too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just a lot of people think that they know me based on what I post on social media, and that's not the case.
I feel you. I got people like that too. You know?
Yeah, it's just
Stupid.
asinine.
Stupid as fuck. It is.
Hold on.
Yeah, man. Alright, brother. While you're doing that, I'll look in the chat, see what's popping.
Yeah,
My nigga Ross Hartley said Jet Master Jay had an amazing eye for talent. He did, my brother.
yeah, you definitely did, man.
Onyx, J.O. Felony, probably missing some, but those are the main niggas.
Yeah, you just said jail felony, right?
Yep, J.O.
Okay,
I Take a Look a Ride is a fucking classic.
I need that album.
Take a ride.
Hold on. Yeah. Anything you want to talk about besides, I mean, you could chime in while I do this shit on Facebook right now.
Yeah, some dude named Nas Escobar said, "Yo, it's Joey. Let me on." I don't know what
Oh
that
yeah, yeah,
is.
that's my dude. That's my dude.
Want to get him in here, or I can send dude the link if he wants.
Oh, you just sent the link, you said?
He said he wants to join in. I think he
Yeah,
said,
yeah, yeah,
"Yo,
yeah.
yeah, yo, Joey, give me a drop your email, your Google joint, and I'll invite you." This is new to me, so I gotta see how to
Nah,
do
no
this
doubt,
shit.
no doubt. Nah,
Yeah,
no doubt.
my nigga
Yeah,
Ross
Ross,
said,
it's good to see you.
"Yeah, hell yeah, I love that dude. That's my dude right there. We've been
Yeah, that's my
playing some Sega Genesis classics, Golden Axe and shit, PS4 together. Yeah, we fucking
yeah,
shit up, but
man.
we be dying because they only give you like 3 lives.
Oh
Uh,
man, that sucks, man.
yeah, it's fun though.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, see, games back then had they had better gameplay and games were harder back then.
Hell yeah, I'm more of a retro gamer all day. You know.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think he just sent you the link on his email.
Uh, where'd he send it though?
He put it in the chat.
Let me find that.
It's Joseph Coronado 1981 at gmail.com.
All right. Yeah, because I think the chat don't let you send links for some reason. Because I don't see it, and I'm
Okay.
yeah. So what is it? I'll just send it to him right here.
All right, it's Joseph Coronado. You want me to spell the last name?
Yeah, because I'm not too sure about that.
All right.
Oh, I see it. I see it. My bad.
No,
All
you
right.
good.
I just invited, dude.
All right, no doubt.
Yeah, I agree with my nigga Ross. Those two Jo albums are classics. I love those shits.
What was this? What's the name of the second album again? Was it It wasn't Crip Hop. It was something else.
Yeah,
Forgot the
1998.
name of it.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, I
That's the
bumped
joint
that a
he did.
lot.
That's the joint with Method Man, right? On that
Yeah,
album.
yeah,
Okay.
DMX as well. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
fire.
Word.
Hello?
Yo, what's good? Joey, peace, peace.
What's going on?
Chilling, man, chilling, chilling.
Can you guys see me or no?
No, no, I just see the Trump
Oh, you
fucking
see the
logo.
the Trump logo.
This fucking guy.
Uh,
So what's going on?
Not much, man. Just speaking my piece, man. People getting butthurt on my stats what I said, but they're missing the point.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah. Well, now I was listening to what you guys were saying, and I agree with it to a certain extent,
Right,
but to another extent, um, I'm a fan of
right,
hip hop,
right,
and I I do understand that hip hop is moving in a direction that I may not agree with at all times,
right,
but I try to see the good in it. I try to give these new rappers a chance and really hear what they're trying to say. And don't get me wrong, some of them are complete garbage.
right,
But some of them have talent And I think the issue is with this new generation is there's no
Right,
competition. There's no competition anymore.
right,
Like in the '90s, you had Raekwon uh, and Big kind of not really beefing, but just being competitive. You
right.
had Q-Tip trying to outdo the Chronic, and dudes
Right.
were really trying to like outdo each other, and
That's a
and
good
that kind
point.
of that kind of mentality changed because I feel like everybody's trying to let everyone else live. Like,
Right.
I heard like an interview with Little Uzi,
Mm-hmm.
and they said that somebody was, how do you feel about this dude jacking your style and this and that, and he was just like, I'm not gonna diss him, I'm not gonna go at him because that could potentially take money away from his children, and he didn't want to go at him, and that mentality is good to a certain extent, but it also keeps the bar kind of low. Like there's no competition. Nobody wants to outdo each other. And
It's
and
too
I, and I
safe.
th- what you say?
It's too safe.
Yeah, it's too safe. Yeah, you're right. Um,
That nigga can't rhyme anyway.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. But I think it's also like the rise of like mixtapes and I feel like back in the day it was like if your first album wasn't like a classic,
Mm-hmm.
you were not gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you didn't drop that first joint, um, and you didn't drop like a Illmatic or Ready to Die or you know whatever it may be, you might not have a second album. And I think the rise of the mixtape kind of like gave dudes like a safety net. You know what I'm saying?
Right, 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 right. No, that's all good points. That's all good points, man. Yeah, I agree. I agree, and it makes sense what you said. Um, I just feel like I was saying before, I just feel like a lot of people today don't really know their history, and they're just spewing out bullshit. And like, for example, I get on Kanye because, like I said, I don't hate the guy. I don't wish him harm. I wish he does get help. But my problem is somebody influential as him is spewing out misinformation that could be potentially dangerous. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? By the shit that he was saying about slavery and the platform that he chose to speak it on and stuff like
yeah,
that. And and it's this whole thing about the EPs being albums now, and it's like it's ridiculous. And people are saying that that's just the way things are. But like, what people don't understand is that certain albums, even though like there's pretty much the general guideline of what an album is usually an album that has 10 tracks or anything 40 minutes and over. But
yeah,
there are cases where there have been albums that would be like maybe like 6 or 7 tracks or even 5 tracks, but they're over 40 minutes or they're 40 minutes. Like a
yeah,
lot of jazz albums are like that. Like for example, Isaac Hayes' first album, the Hot Butter Soul classic joint, the one with Walk On By,
yeah.
that was an album because like a lot of the songs were mad long. They were like, I think one of the songs was like 18 minutes or some shit like that, and that was an album.
Yeah,
But a lot of people don't know that. People are just going by what Billboard or what Kanye is saying, and it's like, no, you guys are telling this truth. So, and I like hip hop saved my life. Like I love hip hop. Hip hop, I live hip hop shit, bust a nut, all that shit, to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. So hip hop is near and dear to me.
yeah,
So
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? So when I see people like that misinforming the people, I have a problem with that. And it's my
yeah,
job, me, you, Mike Sears, cats like Ross Hartley, and everybody's in the chat to let the people know the difference, what is right. You know what I mean? So people could
yeah,
be informed. But
yeah,
also you have to want to know the knowledge and stuff like that. Because a lot of times
yeah,
people have this mentality that, oh, the older generation like preach on to the choir. We ain't trying to hear that. Oh, you're too preachy. You're too preachy. But then they get mad at the older generation that, oh, you guys don't teach us anything. Well, we try to teach you guys things.
yeah.
You say that go ahead.
Yeah, the only thing that I could hope for is that kids getting into hip hop right now, because when
Right.
I first got into hip hop, the first record I ever heard was Bonita Applebum, and my sister
Classic.
had the the vinyl single,
Mm.
and I remember putting that on, and that was the first like hip hop joint I ever heard,
Right.
and I was like, I need more of this. You know what I'm saying? And I think at the time, um, De La had De La Soul is Dead came out,
Classic.
and I kind of reached for that,
Right.
and then I was like, I need more of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, I kind of went back
Right.
and went back for the Eric B and Rakim.
Okay.
Went back to the Run DMC, and
Right.
like all I can hope is that this, some of these kids during this generation will come into hip hop, because you're gonna be you're not gonna know what's going on at first, but hopefully
Right.
they can like go back and start to
Right.
search for a little bit more. And one thing, this new Kanye album,
Mm-hmm.
and I was discussing this with somebody, and then I read something on I think it was a YouTube page, and he has a sample of Slick Rick's "Young World"
Okay.
on one of the songs, and there was a discussion on the YouTube with the kid, like some kids, some young kids. They were like, "What's that sample? What's that sample?"
Right.
And then I hit him up with, "Yo, it's Slick Rick, Young World. Check it out."
Right.
And hopefully that could open the door. And I
Right.
think Kanye, of out of the artists dropping albums today, kind of he knows his hip hop, he knows his soul, and he infuses uh, uncharted territory. He infuses new sounds, and kind of brings it to like that real hip hop. And I feel like um, he's a good doorway into that world for a lot of kids, because a lot of people are listening to the album, they're gonna hear that sample, and they're gonna want to know more. I'm hoping,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And speaking of Kanye, I hope he gave Nas some decent beats. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really
Yeah, no,
do, man.
I'm looking forward to that, because Nas is, he's a legend, and to me, I think that Kanye, I mean, just the sound of Push's album, and then the sound of Ye, it's almost like just two different producers made it.
Right.
And I think that Kanye has a range where he can just go and deliver for the artist, not necessarily for himself, but just
Right.
make the artist. And because his album is I think it's like 18 minutes, 20 minutes, and the Pusha's album is like 20 minutes.
Right.
And I'm not sure exactly what the point was behind that, but I think it was a response to a lot of rappers, or a lot of albums today
Mm-hmm.
are they're pushing like 20 songs, 25 songs, and
Right.
even Ray Strummer just dropped almost 30 songs, and it's like they're doing it for the streams, and for that, and I think they're trying to like almost go back and show them that you don't need, like, you could really like make a point in 20 minutes. Like, you don't have to like go out all out and try to impress everybody. You can just make and as far as like the Pusha album and the Ye album, they're very cohesive, and you almost don't I don't want any more music. And it's strange because it's so short, and I think
Right.
it's kind of changing things, but I don't know if it's for the good or bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right. 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 Yeah, and I also think the reason why they did that too is because people's attention span is very short these days.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So, people want instant gratification.
yeah, for sure.
Which
So
is a shame. Which is a shame, man.
it is, it
Because
is.
we got albums like Only Built for Cuban Links that's a good length, and that shit had me entertained from track 1 to 17 or whatever the fuck. You dig?
Yeah,
Right, 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 right.
So I just hope this Nas album is good, man, because that push is fire.
Yeah, I
yeah,
thought
It gives
yeah,
them
I
beats like
liked it.
that.
Yeah, I liked
Yeah.
it. I like that project.
So if you're giving beats like that, I'm all ears, man. Because Nas
Yeah,
is my second favorite MC of all times.
yeah, he's
Yo,
definitely one of
Steve,
my. What's up?
how you feel about Kendrick?
I've said enough. I've said enough. I
Yeah.
said I'll put it like that. Me and Mike Sears, we did a live chat. I think like 4 days ago.
Uh-huh.
I'll send you the link, and then I speak on that. I don't have the energy.
No, yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think he's a
So
good
anything?
artist. I do like his albums, but he is far overrated in my eyes. Far overrated.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that I mean, as far as these new MCs are going, man, like he's definitely got influences from, some really good artists. And again, all I can hope is that, these kids coming in today can really accept, because I don't know what it is about the new generation that they don't want to accept the past. Like they look at the old school is just like dated, and it's that's old. I don't want to hear that shit, and they're really denying themselves like really the best part of hip hop.
yeah. But what they don't realize too is like the clothes that they wear. A lot of the stuff they wear, they'll go to thrift stores and they'll order shit on eBay and order like the retro sneakers or
Yeah,
stuff from the past. And that's what they
yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah,
understand. They think that all that shit is new. It's not. It's stuff that's been rehashed from the 80s and 90s. It's like they say nothing's new under the sun.
yeah.
So
But
that's what I think.
I will tell you this because I'm not gonna lie to you. I am a
Mhm.
Kanye stan.
No, and that's
Like,
cool. I have no issues with that. I think a lot of people get that misconstrued that if you're a
yeah.
Kanye fan, you're a piece of shit. No, it's
And
I,
a lot of the stuff he says, like a lot of like is really hard to be a Kanye fan. I can't at this point I cannot defend him. I
right,
cannot, it's like, yo, how do you feel about Kanye? I was like, I can't even talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I
right,
can't even talk because I'm such a fan of what he's done for music. I'm a fan of the old stuff. I'm a
right,
fan of everything he's done.
right,
Um, and I could, when you listen to the music, you can feel his passion for, the production and trying to push hip hop into, uncharted territories and places it's never been. And I respect that because I know in order for a genre of music to survive, it's got to move. It's got to move into, weird shit. It's got to move and keep it, keep it funky. You know what I'm saying? And he
right.
does that. But as a fan, I have to like separate the idiotic shit he says and then the music because I do understand that with most artists, most great artists, they're not the greatest speakers. They're not the most intelligent as far as like explaining their process or getting into politics and all that shit. Like I don't want to hear that shit.
Right,
Like speak through the music. And putting a microphone in front of this dude's face is just it's a terrible idea.
right.
But I try to shut that stuff off and then let him speak to the music. And this album, he really kind of addresses that he's an idiot. Like I fucked up. I'm an idiot, and there's a lot of regret. There's a lot of frustration in it, and there's a lot of incredible productions. And I think that I honestly think that you would enjoy it on a production level.
I
Yeah,
can't
I
do it,
have.
man. Yeah,
Unfortunately,
I
I have
can't. Yeah,
no urge to listen to it. To be honest,
Yeah.
I like Kanye's, first couple albums, but I don't know, man. Uh, in the chat, DSG label asked, "Did y'all check out the Black Thought Ninth Wonder joint?" I did,
Yeah.
and it
I
could
just
have been
do.
a lot longer. It could have been a lot longer, man. That was disappointing. Five
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
tracks, come on, but it was fire. I fuck with that thought with Rhapsody. That
Yeah,
joint with
yeah, yeah.
Rhapsody.
What's it called? The Kovsky or some shit like that. Some Russian shit.
Yeah, some shit like that.
Yeah.
I've been bumping that Benny the Butcher though. A friend of ours.
Yeah, I still
I'm
gotta
on that
peep that.
shit. Yeah, that shit's fire. The best shit that dropped Friday in my. Well, I didn't listen to Kanye, but from what I heard, that's the best shit.
Yeah,
Good shit.
DJ PC said, please stop talking about Kanye. He doesn't deserve any mention. Irrelevant, nothing to do with hip hop. This guy's on bad ego trip. Well, that's the reason why we're doing this video, is because he's part of what we're talking about. That's what he's one of the reasons why we decided to do this live stream.
You also asked, did you check out the Styles P joint, G Host? No, I didn't. But I love Styles P.
Yeah, I
So
gotta
I'm
check
Yeah,
that
definitely
out.
keep that.
I think he's the best, and I think he's the best MC in the L and D block, in my opinion.
I agree. He makes the best
Yeah,
albums, man.
yeah,
Yeah, he's
Styles is dope.
yeah, because
A
like I
gangster
don't know,
and a
man. Like,
gentleman.
no, go ahead.
I just said a gangster and a gentleman is a classic in my eyes.
Classic, classic.
Yes, yes.
Sophomore year of high school
That
for me.
and I love his
Bumping the
Super
fuck out of
Gangster.
that.
Huh? What happened?
Oh, I said the album came out when I was a sophomore in high school. I love that album.
Yeah, same here, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
also
Super
like his
Gangster too?
the Super Gangster Extraordinary Gentleman. That's my shit too.
Yes. The second
Woo!
best in my eyes.
Yeah,
Fire.
I agree. I
Yo,
agree.
that Star of the State featuring Ghostface. That
Yeah,
shit's tough.
woo! Yeah, man.
Hell yeah. Let's see what else people are talking about.
Beg to ask, when do you think the golden era started and ended? For me, I think honestly, I think it started from 80. I would say like 87, probably ended till like maybe like 96, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's for me. It's 88.
Yeah,
To you know, I always say this, man. When Big died, there were, you know, it was almost like everything stopped.
right.
And with DMX and when Pun came out and Nori, it kind of gave him a second life. But that era to me died when Big was gone.
Right, right.
I agree to a certain extent. I gotta say 98, 99, because people say hip hop died in 97. I say fuck that.
That's what I'm
You know?
saying.
You
The
know,
War
not
That's what,
Report.
yeah. But 97 was a weird time for hip hop because you had it got weird, man. It was just like, you had Puffy with the shiny suits, you had Missy with the bag, you had Busta all up in your face with the fisheye lens, and I respected it, but it was like it was moving in a weird way, and like I couldn't
right,
really get down with it till
right.
about when Hard Knock Life 2 came out, or when It's Dark and Hell is Hot kind of brought it back. But yeah, the War Report,
Oh
and
yeah.
you know what else? Moment of Truth came out around that time, and it was like I remember it was just like it was like a bomb. It was like it reminded everybody about real hip hop,
Right.
and that was an important album for when it came out because it was like the shiny suit era, and it was like, nah, we're gonna do it real. We're gonna put the real elements in it, and that album was so important. I remember when that came out; it was so important.
In 98. Classic.
Yeah,
My favorite gangsta
Yeah,
album.
I definitely agree with everything you guys said. Yeah, the thing with 97 though, like even though it was a lot of bullshit that came out with the Jiggy, what happened was a lot of people tried to follow the Biggie route, and it didn't work for a lot of people.
yeah.
I.e., Mike Geronimo with Vendetta, the second
Wow.
album. You know what I'm saying?
You remember that
Oh God.
video? You remember that
Oh my,
video where he's
oh my,
dancing?
yeah. Oh my lord. Even Jay Z's
Like
second album, In My Lifetime, Volume One. Although
Oh
I
yeah,
do like
yeah,
the
yeah.
album, I do like the album, but the city's minds, the
And
sunshine shit.
the
No, no,
sunshine
no, no.
video, the
Oh
sunshine
my
video.
god.
I don't know what he was doing, man. That was woo. That was
He tried to
bad.
follow he tried to follow the Biggie route,
Yep.
and then it didn't work for him. And then a lot of artists fell to that, and it
Lot-
didn't work. And that's why a lot of times, a lot of hip hop around that time, wasn't as successful because of that.
Yeah. A lot of hard rappers started dancing in '97.
Yeah, yeah.
They were dancing.
album, man, and that piece in my eyes.
What you
I
said,
like
Mike?
that most in. than most niggas.
What you said, Mike?
Wu-Tang Forever,
Oh yeah, yeah,
double
yeah.
disc. I seven, in my opinion.
What you said, War Report?
Wu-Tang Forever.
Wu Tang Forever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Love that album. Love that album. So let me ask you guys this. What do you think was the better album, Wu-Tang Forever or the 36 Chambers?
Without a doubt, 36 Chambers. I mean, there's to me, there's no question
Right.
because of RZA's production. I mean, they were all hungry, man. They were all just ruthless, and that album to me, it was so important for East Coast hip hop and just the shift from like that West Coast era. Monumental, man.
Right.
Enter the 36. Enter the 36 Chambers is like more grimy and shit, but I gotta go with Wu-Tang Forever because
Okay.
I remember getting that the first day it came out, and besides Black Shampoo, there's no, it's a fucking classic. And that they're more
Right.
lyrical in that, in my opinion. It's amazing. I love that album. I like it better than most niggas. That's my shit.
Mm.
Love that album.
Yeah, I
Right.
I got a love hate relationship with Wu Tang Forever. In my opinion, it's RZA's production to me is so amazing, but I just remember the timing of the album, and it was I remember it came out right around the time of No Way Out, Puffy, and
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, like I was kind of into the Puffy stuff.
Right.
My suits were looking kind of shiny at the time, and I was I was into that. But then I kind of went back a couple years later and really delved into Forever. And I think it's a flawed album, but I
Right.
think it's a little long, and there's some joints on there that could be cut off. But you can't. I mean, to me, it's like it's really hard to get that many rappers on a cohesive piece. And
Right.
36 Chambers did it. I don't know how exactly they did it, but Wu Tang Forever kind of felt like some a lot of dudes weren't really like I felt like Method Man wasn't really shining on that, but it's one of those albums like I gotta go back to every now and then and kind of just like take a look at it.
Right.
Undeniable bangers on there, man. Heaters. Love that album.
Woo! Oh, it's yours is on there too.
Yeah.
All that shit.
I wish that was a single. The Heaters joint, that
Yeah,
should have
yeah,
been a
yeah.
single.
And like Ghost and Ray and Maya in their niche. And so Cuban Links came out, so they got the shine on Forever mostly. Because
Yeah.
Right.
36 Chambers they really didn't shine on, but on that shit they killed it, man. Love it.
Yeah.
I look back at what to me RZA is so important, and I feel like he's so underrated now. Like
Yeah.
he's not like whenever people talk about like, who's the greatest producers, they always say Dre, Premier.
Right.
But two of the most underrated producers to me is RZA and Prince Paul. But
Oh yes.
what
Yes.
RZA did from about 93 to 95 has never been done. Like he produced all those albums, Jizza, Tikal,
Right.
uh,
Cuban
ODB,
links. Cuban
Cuban
links.
Links, 36 Chambers up to, Iron Man. And he did it. He did those albums sound so specific for the artist. And
Exactly.
and they're so perfect, man. And it's like, you know, those albums came out almost back to back to back on different labels, and it's almost unheard of for a producer to do that much work, that much consistent work in such a short amount of time. And I don't think he really gets the credit for what he did, because that,
And
that was
not
a
to men-
movement.
and not to mention that he had a flood and he had to redo a lot of those beats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, and,
So
and, and I don't know if we mentioned Jizza, Liquid Swords.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yup.
I was just
Again.
talking to my nigga Ross Holly yesterday about that.
What you said, Mike?
nigga Ross about that yesterday about the RZA flood.
Yeah, yo.
Yeah,
And
I
was
don't know too much about that. When did that happen?
that happened like in I think like 93, 94.
Wow.
Yeah, because and then he had two floods too. Because the Inspector Deck album, the Uncontrolled Substance, that was supposed to come out back in 97.
Wow.
But it came out in 99. And because that album was completely different sound wise than what you hear on for Uncontrolled Substance. Because there's a song that he did called Let Me At 'Em that was on the Tales from the Hood soundtrack, and that was produced by Inspector Deck himself. A lot of people don't know Inspector Deck made beats. You know, he used the ASR 10, the same one that RZA used. And like, if I had a feeling like that album would have sounded something like that, it would have been like that sound wise. That shit, oh my god, that shit retarded. But that's another album that was supposed to come out. That was supposed to, like I said, it was supposed to come out in '97, but because of the flood and them, RZA working on, Wu-Tang Forever, working on Cuban Links and Iron Man, it just kind of went to the back burner,
Yeah.
That album would have been a classic in my eyes.
Yeah, that's his best album too, Uncontrolled
What?
Substance.
Yeah. What do you think is the
It would have
best
been better if
album?
that flood didn't happen.
What was that?
Oh, can you hear me?
That's it.
What do you think is the best Wu Tang album? Like first, like out of those first joints, like those first albums, Jizza and all them, to
Oh, like the
Cal.
solo albums?
Yeah, like what do you think is like the best?
For me, Tikal, that's my favorite.
That shit is hard.
Yeah, because
That album
go ahead.
that album is rough. That is a tough. I remember when that came out. Those beats are just they were rugged, man.
Right, right. Again, that's another album that fell victim to the flood too. That's why I like the way it sounds, because that was a rushed album because they had like a certain deadline that they had to make the album. So RZA had to redo the beats, and I like the way they recorded it just sounded so it sounded rushed, but you wouldn't tell. But that's why
Yeah,
it sounds the way it sounds because of the flood, and it's just how fast that RZA works. So he had to work against the deadline. That's why it sounds the way it sounds.
Easily.
me
Oh yeah,
too.
no
Yeah,
doubt,
yeah, that's what
no doubt,
happened.
no doubt. Yeah, that's the Purple Tape. That's that drug dealer hustler album right there.
Woo!
Yeah,
Yeah,
That,
that
that
I was living in. I was living at the time, and everyone was banging that. That's for damn sure. I remember that.
yeah, they do. That album was so influential. I mean, that's the album that turned Biggie into Frank White and Nas into Escobar. Everybody was talking that Gambino talk, and
right, right,
I feel like Cuban Links was like, it took the torch from Coogee Rap and kind of like, you know, brought it into that era. And everybody was copying that joint.
right, 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 right. Oh,
Love,
DSG
yo.
said, you bugging. The City Mine is theme music. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just, that song, man, I just can't get with it, man. Just not a fan of that song. Like, that was the downfall, like, for that album. But like I said, it had a couple dope joints, like Crack Game, Rap Game, Face Off. I mean, whole bunch of stuff. Where I'm from,
Well, from is fucking incredible.
yeah.
What you talking about?
Imaginary
Volume
Player,
one?
huh?
Volume one?
Yeah, Volume One.
Oh yeah, yeah. What's that joint? Where he's like, "Where you from, Marcy, son?" What's that song called?
Where I'm from.
Where I'm from. Yeah, that's a classic right there.
Right, right, right. Now I was just retracting like what some of the other um the YouTubers were saying some of the comments. Break Digger asked, "Are you a fan of Mad Villain, MF Doom?" Who want to go first?
I'll just say that to me, Mad Villain is probably top five of that decade of the 2000s for me.
Okay, no doubt, no doubt.
I think it's the third best thing in food and Operation Doomsday. My eyes.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah.
word. Yeah, I like it, but I don't hold it to the high regard like most people do.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from because niggas do act like the greatest album of all. I love it. I love that album.
Yeah,
That's
no
my
doubt,
shit.
no doubt. Yeah, DSG. The wedding was dope. I had a great time.
So,
I'm gonna check. We'll see what these. Let's
Yeah.
see. Shit is real laggy today. I don't know what the fuck that's going on. It was perfect before.
Right.
Ain't nothing much.
Yeah, Ross, if you want to come in, man, come in.
Yeah, I would love for Ross to come in.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, that's my dude. Yeah, I love that nigga.
yeah, that's my guy right there, man.
You ever heard of
Now, what's the name of the album?
The Red Room? That shit is fire.
Is that the one? Is that the one? Because that came out like what 2016, right? 2016 or 17?
717.
Yeah, I did hear it. That shit is tough.
Yeah, hell yeah. He got an album with Big Ghost coming out this Friday.
Oh shit.
Big Ghost is incredible production, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. There's a lot of dope.
What that thing?
Oh yeah, that shit is tough.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Ross says not today, some other time. All right, that's cool, man. That's cool. Joey, you still there? Joey.
Now I think that nigga's dead. I don't know.
Damn.
hey,
But
can you hear
yeah,
me?
No questions.
yeah, we can hear you now, Joey.
All right, yeah.
Anyone
And
got any more questions? Just ask, cause I
yeah.
want to answer some questions.
So Joey, anything else you want to speak on?
Yeah, I was just, as far as what we were talking about before and the disconnect between, the younger generation and our generation is, I think it's just a lack of wanting to learn about the past. You know what I'm saying? Like for some reason, kids don't do their homework
Right.
and listen to the classics and I don't know, I do my best to show them. And, I had one kid tell me that, I think I showed him,
Hello?
I was so hurt, you know what I'm saying? I was like, really? Like, that's boring, but I have to understand that, like, there's nothing I can do about it. As frustrating as it is, um, you know, they just got to find their own journey. And I honestly don't know what it's going to do for the genre. I don't know what it's going to do for the culture.
Right.
But I do know that if you don't do your history, if you don't go back and take a look at where this shit came from, I don't know how far it can go. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Right.
Because
Right.
it's
Right.
kind of weird now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff that I hear is just like, it's like, damn, really, people really like this shit. Like, and it's like, but then I have to realize, like, it may not be speaking to me,
Right.
but it may be speaking to them. And the way, Cuban Links and Low End Theory spoke to me, some dudes who came up with the Cold Crush might have heard that and disliked it, or it's just there's a disconnect. You know what I'm saying?
Right. What was the album you said that kid said was boring that you tried to show him to? Because when you said it broke, it kind of like garbled.
Oh yeah, yeah. He said it was boring. He
No,
said
which
it was
album?
boring.
What album?
Yeah, yeah. Dude, I was
No, no,
really
no.
hurt. But
What?
it's like,
No,
what can you do?
no, Joey. I said what album?
Oh, Illmatic,
Okay, okay.
Illmatic.
Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But it is what it is. Yeah, it's like it's like that whole you can lead the horse to the water, but it's up to the water. I mean, to the horse to drink the water.
Yeah,
You gotta want to hear it or want to listen to it or want to learn.
yeah,
So, but yeah, man. But it's just like I said, like there's a lot of disconnect between the two generations, the older and the younger generation,
yeah.
and that's a problem.
When I remember, because you're from New York, right?
Yeah, Queens.
Okay, cool. Because when I was coming up, I remember listening to Hot 97,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if it was Funk Flex or who it was, but he would play the new joints. He would play, the youngsters and MC Light, Roughneck, and all the joints at the time.
Right.
And then he would go back. He would go back and kind of give a lesson, like where it came from. You know what I'm saying? And he even go back to the break beats and Heartbeat and all those joints, and then go right back to the new stuff. And
Right.
they don't do that anymore. They don't really go back and and forget about it. Like the '80s, that stuff, all those songs from the block parties and even the R&B stuff that kind of influenced hip hop. That's a forgotten it's a forgotten music.
Right. Right.
and
Right.
and,
Right.
and DJ, I think it's really up to the DJs to really go back, but I think they're scared. I don't think they want to lose the new audience.
Right, and
But
I'm glad you mentioned that too, because that's another problem that's going on in hip hop too, is the radio stations. Because for one, you got cats like Ebro in the morning, and none of them are from New York. Like Ebro, he's not from New York. He's from like from the Bay Area. Laura
yeah,
Stiles, I think she's from like L.A. and Rosenberg is from Maryland. So
yeah.
like,
But the
how
thing
did
is,
it say what is New York hip hop? That's
yeah,
my problem.
and Ebro should know better, because he was, he to me, Hot 97 was important for that era, and he was up there. He was up there controlling stuff. I remember, Mass Appeal was number one.
Right,
On the Hot whatever it was, and he knows his stuff, but it's like these dudes just they don't find it necessary to school the young kids, and I think they just look at it as like, it's a business, and they got to give the people what they think they want. You know what I'm saying? And
that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Like it's like a lot of baby boomers who control like the white executives, old white executives like the Clive Davises and all the Tommy Mottolas and all that stuff. You know, back then they were the same people that was condemning hip hop, but then now they see that hip hop is like the most successful, hottest selling genre. So they control, they take control, and then they dictate to people what is hip hop and what's not, and what people should listen to, and that's a problem in itself too.
Yeah. And I think that like when the Chronic came out and 36 Chambers and these albums kind of came out of nowhere. I mean,
Right,
obviously, like Drake. I mean, not Drake. Drake had his his fan base or whatever, but I feel like the executives kind of looked at it like, yo, there's something going on here. Like kids are buying these albums like Doggy Style, and we just got to let them do what they're gonna do. And like
right,
now it's kind of like they're trying to predict, or they're trying to like create artists that they think are gonna sell records, and
right.
it's I feel like the executives are pulling the strings more now.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I agree with that. Mike, you have anything to say, Mike, about that? You want to chime in?
Uh, what are we talking about now? I just kind of forgot, trying to get my bars off, man.
Nah, you good. Nah, we was just talking about the influence when it comes to radio, how important radio is. Like pretty much what I said was you got cats like Ebro in the morning, like Ebro on Hot 97, Laura Styles and Rosenberg, who are not even from New York, trying to dictate what New York hip hop is. You see what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying? And it's like
yeah,
there's nobody from New York that has like that is breaking new records from New York. Like that's what I miss when New York was. I mean, hip hop was regional back
yeah,
in the
exactly.
'90s. Like everybody had their own sound.
I
Like
I
people
think
trying to break. Go ahead.
yeah, my bad. I think radio today is just
Hmm.
fucking whack, bro. Like, I ain't listened to no radio since 2007, man. You
Right,
know,
right, right,
and you
right,
got cats like Griselda. Griselda's killing the game right now. But do these cocksuckers
right,
talk about it? No, they don't talk about it, man. You know?
right,
And
right,
when fucking Conway and Benny went to Flex and ripped that shit apart, Flex no sold them niggas. He showed no
right.
love. He showed no love to them niggas, you know? But a whack nigga go up there and Flex is making faces like, oh, fuck out of here, man. You know?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And Rosenberg interviewed West Side Gun, but he shows no love to the nigga. Never.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah,
It's fucking frustrating when you're listening to some phenomenal music and these fucking outlets are not even up on it, you dig?
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. My thing is, I just want a balance. Like you can play the trap shit, but play the other shit too. That's my thing. And
Yeah,
I think,
exactly.
I think another problem is too is that is the fans themselves because they don't try to look for other artists. They just try to depend on that one artist to make different types of music. And sometimes that's not always the case. Like some artists, they're in their comfort zone. Maybe they don't know how to make other types of music. So okay, you're tired of that music. So move on, check different artists. But a lot of people are lazy. You have the internet. There's a vast majority of people that you can listen to, not just an artist that you want them to evolve because they're doing the same type of music. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a problem in itself.
Okay, let me
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
My boy Ross said Rosenberg is so corny. I agree. That nigga's
Yeah,
trash.
I fucking hate that. And fuck Rosenberg because he just Chuck D.
Yeah, and Combat Jack didn't like that nigga. RP Combat.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Fuck that
yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah, man.
Remy DSG says Remy killed Flex too. I didn't hear it, but I thought Remy would have a dope album and she didn't deliver back in what, '05. Mad
Oh
disappointment
yeah,
for me
yeah, I forgot the name. I forgot the name of that album.
cause I fucked
You
with
know, it's
Shorty.
it's
I
it's
fucked with
it's
her
really
hard.
crazy, man. It's crazy because to me, Flex back in like 91, 92, 93, he was so important for the culture and for East Coast hip hop. And
Absolutely.
it's crazy how somebody who was so important and who knows, because he knows, and I'm
Right.
sure he listens to old golden era hip hop when he's home.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
it's like why? Like, is it the money? Is it like is it just the love of money? But like, what is it? Because somebody who was so influential in that era can be so out of touch. Is really crazy to me.
Well, it's because of the program director. You know, they're dictating. You know, because even though we do feel like, you know, we do think that, you know, they can play what they want, but with a corporation like Hot 97, I think they're on the Clear Channel. I think, you know, they have to listen to whatever the radio station, like what they tell them to play. You know, it's not like Sirius Radio where you should be able, you can be able to do whatever you want. But the fact that you have to pay $12.99 to hear what you want is kind of crazy to me. Because, and the reason why I say that is because, like, let's say like you have somebody that comes into New York for the first time, like from overseas or to the United States rather, right? And they never heard hip hop before. The shit that they're playing, that's gonna be their impression of hip hop, unless they, you know, research or they already know what hip hop was at one point. But if like the radio stations are playing the bullshit that they're playing on the radio, they're gonna have that perception of what hip hop is, and that's a problem.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah. It almost sounds like a different genre.
exactly. But it can't do. Peace.
Yeah, Ebro sucks too. I agree. I fucking hate Ebro.
Yeah,
I don't like none of them
yeah,
niggas.
yeah. Flex definitely wants attention. That dude, he be doing too much, man. Beefing with everybody. Not to mention he's a woman beater too, so I can't respect that either.
Oh, word?
Yeah, he beat up his wife. Yeah, this was like back in like I think like '08 or '09 or some shit like that. It was like a long time ago. Maybe later than that.
The nigga dyes his beard as well. Trying to look young.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but when he didn't give Benny and Conway props, I was like, this nigga's nuts.
Yeah,
You know? They
absolutely.
annihilated that shit, yo.
Anybody in the chat got any other questions that y'all want to talk about?
Break Digger said, have you heard LL Cool J's new radio station thing? Think it's called Rock the Bells Radio. It's cool. No, I didn't hear it, my G.
I didn't
Didn't
hear
hear
it.
it.
Is that on Sirius? I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I can't wait for that Chris Benoit. That's all I know, my nigga.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
glad.
yeah.
I'm glad we're in June.
Captain Flannel says, yeah, but they always played crap on radio back in the 80s and 90s. We call radio crap, rap, and underground. Real shit, we just call it hip hop. Rap and hip hop was two different things back then. Yeah, you're right.
Well,
But the difference was is that back then there was there was versatility, there was a variety.
listen,
Nowadays
I
there's no
remember.
variety right now.
Listen, I remember High 97 playing Cream every hour,
Right.
playing, Gangstar, and that was popular hip hop. They would play the SWV or whatnot, but then they, Wu Tang and all that stuff was popular music.
That's what I'm saying. Like all that stuff was mainstream.
Yep, yep.
But a lot of people don't understand that. People just think that, like all that stuff was underground. No, that shit was mainstream, yo. And in fact, Hot 97 wasn't always a hip hop station. If you
Yeah,
remember, Joey,
it
that
was.
shit was like it was like a rock station, and they play
Yeah, and
like dance music and
they would
electronic
play
music and all
dance
that shit.
music. Yeah, they would play dance music during the day, and then Flex would come in. Or they
Right,
would have somebody come in during the night and
right.
do some hip hop.
Because Hot 97 didn't become a hip hop station until like 93, 94.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
before that, it was all about WBLS, yeah, WBLS and Kiss FM.
Yep.
Best Space and Kiss FM. I remember, Ralph McDaniels would play like mad joints. Like he played a lot like all the classics like the Gangstars, Tribe Called Quest. Like that's where I heard a lot of my hip hop. That's how I got introduced to a lot of hip hop at that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Peace,
I mean,
Christian.
to be honest, that's how I really got into hip hop was through radio and those DJs,
Right,
Red Alert and Flex, because they would go, commercial free for like an hour,
right,
and like I said before, they would hit you with the new joints, but then they would go back and play some Tina Marie or some of those old joints, and you could see the connection between those R&B records and those 80s and 70s disco records and hip hop, and it was almost kind of like a lesson. It was like going to school because it showed you the connection. Like I remember Flex used to play the song, and then he would play the song it was sampled from.
right, exactly.
It was great, man. It was a great time, and I wish I had those cassettes because I used to record that shit all the time.
And don't forget, cats like DJ SNS and Ron G with the blend tapes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's another lost art that people don't
And
really talk
Dirty
about.
Dirty Harry.
Yeah, Dirty Harry, up.
That's another thing, man. Those, I mean, for New York hip hop, those tapes. If
Right,
if a tape came out, everybody was bumping that, and that's how we got our new music.
right,
And I
right,
think we were discussing how hip hop kind of died around 96, 97. Some people say 98, but that was also the rise of downloading music,
right. With
and there was
with
there was a big
Napster and stuff
shift.
down.
Yeah, Napster, and there was a big shift that I mean it could be a part of the problem because now people could get what they want, um, as opposed to just going to the store or going through the DJs and stuff like that.
Right, 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 right.
Yeah, fuck radio nowadays. I don't give a fuck
Yeah,
about it.
for
No,
real.
I don't care. I do not give a fuck. I I'm in my bag. I listen to what I bump, my nigga. You feel me? I don't need to
Exactly.
have y'all dictate what I'm supposed to listen to. Fuck out of here.
Right, right. And it's crazy too because, like, you got people that will say like, if you listen, like, what I noticed about this generation is the fact that they get mad. Like, if they ask you a certain question, like, if you like, let's say like a Kanye, like, do you like Kanye? I'm like, no, I don't. I'm not a fan of his rapping, but I like that doesn't take away from his talent. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it as a producer. But then they get mad at my answer because they expect me to like what they like. I'm like, my nigga, like, not everybody's gonna like what you like. That's just the
yeah,
bottom line. But you have people like on Facebook on my posts saying I'm hating, and no, I'm just paraphrasing what they're saying. It's like, oh, but he's done this and that and the third. But like I was saying earlier, he had help with his success. He didn't do all that shit himself. And then on top of that, he was on No ID's protege. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and that's why a lot of people don't get. So, my point of the matter is, people are gonna like what they're gonna like. You can't force people to like what you like. Don't get mad when people have different opinions. That's it.
yeah. You're right. You're right.
People choose what they want to get angry about. People choose what they want to be happy about. Because I post. Because if you guys, you both follow me on Facebook. I don't post just '90s hip hop. I post jazz. I post reggae. I post rock. All that shit. You know what I'm saying? But people don't pay attention to that. People choose what they want to pay attention to, and that's my thing. But
Yeah,
people, they the thing with me is like I know it's like when I post certain things, when people don't like what I post, they'll respond to it. But like when I post something different, they don't respond. So I mean, it just shows like the insecurities in certain people.
and there's this word called old head that really pisses me off
Yeah, I
because
hate
it's
that
kind
shit
of
too.
because it's like, oh, you're an old head, like, but it's like it's just such a bullshit response. And honestly, it shouldn't be a negative thing. Like, I don't know why that's considered a negative thing. That, yeah, you know what? Like, I grew up during a time in hip hop. When I was your age, I could go to the store and buy Illmatic, and then
Right,
a couple of months later pick up Cuban Links and Ready to Die. Like, that was my generation.
right,
And and what do you have? Like, what do you got? You got a little Uzi's third mixtape that's garbage.
right.
And you know, I just hate that word. You know, it's such a scapegoat. It's such a bullshit word.
It is. It is. It is. It's like you're creating separation, like
Yeah,
like
yeah,
segregation within the generation. We're not preserving the culture that way. That's how I see it.
yeah, absolutely.
What say you, Mike? What's your thoughts on that?
Thoughts on what? Like how this
You
new
know
music is
the the old head statement, like how it has like bad
oh man,
connotations towards it.
oh
Yeah,
oh yeah. I think it's stupid as fuck, to be honest.
yeah,
You know? I just think fucking
right,
we didn't do that to niggas that were rocking like Run DMC and Slick Rick and LL. You know, we
right,
embraced it. Cause
Yeah,
the first album I ever heard was Public Enemy Yo Bum Rush the Show. That made me say, I love
ooh,
hip hop. My uncle played it for me on vinyl, back in like '95. So
right.
when I
That's an
heard that,
underrated album too.
it is. Then I heard Slick Rick, The Great Adventures,
Right.
and then I heard Big Daddy King, Long Live the King, and I just started buying cassettes. Like that sparked it in me. So I wasn't really judging the late '80s hip hop, early '90s. I was just trying to learn about it. But these kids nowadays, they don't know shit.
and
Some niggas,
what were you saying?
I just said some heads, like some younger heads, they know what's up. They do the homework.
Yeah.
But
Right.
for the most part, no, unfortunately.
You know, if I really look back and think that, like, because you know, I was about 14, like I think I was in junior high school when 36 Chambers came out. So I like, you know, I am kind of an old head, but like I'm trying to think back on, like, because that to me was new music. That's what was hot.
Right.
And but at the same time, I was going back and listening to "It Takes a Million," and I was going back and I was listening to Slick Rick and De La Soul. And I think the only reason I was doing that is because, and this is how important DJs are. DJs would incorporate that stuff into the new music, and you know, they would play stuff like "Bring the Noise" and Bonita Applebum and those old joints, and you know, you'd be like, what was that? And also, you know, going to the store and they would have, you know, DJs would have those old school tapes with you know, Set It Off on it, or you know, all those old joints, and you had a lot more access to it, but you could touch the music. You could buy it at the store. You know what I'm saying? Now it's everything is streaming. You're not really owning the music. So the music is kind of, you're not touching it. It's not a part of you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's just, it comes and it goes. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true. Yeah, the chat, they going in, man. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. Um, I'm loving it. Like, oh yeah, Tupac. Yeah, let's talk about that. People disrespecting Tupac. What the fuck is up with that?
Ignorance.
Ignorance, man.
That's become a trend lately.
That's what I'm
Some
saying,
fuckers.
man. Because, like, you know what it is too? Social media too, because they know that the shit that they say they could get away with because they know that if people try to retaliate, they'll snitch, and they know like, oh, you know who to go to if anything happens to them. See, back in the 80s and 90s, there was no social media, so a lot of people got
Yeah.
away with a lot of shit, and a lot of shit was handled a different way. That's the problem I have too with
There's
today's
two,
generation.
there's so many opinions, man. There's like a million opinions coming at you at once, and everybody, you know, and there's a lot of trolls, man. There's a lot of, you know, I'm sure like a percentage of these people who say they don't like Tupac are just, they're just doing it for attention, you know, because I can't see it. I really cannot see how you could say something like that serious unless you've never
Right.
heard the music.
No, I agree. What say you, Mike?
But the Tupac thing, I just think it's like dude said, for attention, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the man made timeless music. It's like They don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and the shit they fucking like is like unlistenable shit. Little Xan, whatever the
Right,
fuck that dude's name. Fuck that dude.
right,
Terrible,
right.
terrible,
Extension, whatever the fuck. I don't fuck these new niggas.
bro. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I can't relate.
Yeah, it's crazy because a lot of these cats they ain't about that life like what Tupac. What people don't understand is that Tupac he came from a different background. He came from the the Black Panther background. Both his like all of his family members had their ties into that. So he grew up in that militant lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And like the first two albums had like a more political theme to it. And a lot of people kind of like shunned those albums because of the political themes he was talking about. Like a lot
yeah,
of people like he was all about black empowerment and things like that, but he lived the stuff that he talked about. It's like, for example, like back in '93, when he shot the two officers back in Atlanta, because they was doing like some police brutality shit. They were doing like racial profiling, and he shot at them niggas. You know what I mean? These cops, I mean, these cats today, they will never do no crazy shit like that. I don't
no,
advise that, but he had a reason why to do that. You know what I'm saying? And he was living off that whole Black Panther shit because that's what the whole point of the Black Panther Party was. It was to police the neighborhood, to protect
yeah.
black people, to protect the community. You know what I mean? And we need something like that today, especially what's
I-
going on in Chicago, that's
yeah.
going on in Brooklyn, and all over. You know what I'm saying? But
Hey, yo, I
it's,
just
it's
want to
just
touch.
crazy.
I want to touch on something right quick, and I agree with everything you said, Steven. But
Yeah, go ahead.
this dude, brother Kando, says that well, they came up in the South, fellas. So that means we supposed to accept their ignorance.
That's what I'm
Fuck out of
saying.
here. You know,
Wait,
like
who
Nah,
came up in the South?
he's basically saying the artist that diss Pac came up in the South. So okay, we supposed to accept their ignorance then, right? Because they came in the South. Like
Yeah,
that
that's
makes
no
no
excuse.
fucking sense.
no, but if anything, in the South, they're like some of their biggest fan base came from the South. They love Pac more than Biggie.
Yeah,
In the South, yeah, they love Pac in the South.
he said.
Pot. Like,
Yeah, dude just said no. That's their influence. But yeah, still no excuse to be a fucking idiot. Sorry. All right, go ahead.
yeah, Pac's. I mean, I don't know if the generation understands how influential Pac was, even outside of hip hop. Movies. I mean, his interviews. Just, I mean, the dude exuded this energy that you could not ignore, and like he's just one of those dudes that comes around once in a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? And the music was a part of it, but there was so much more to him, and he was just like an all around just energy.
Right. The thing with Pac, because a lot of people like to compare, Tupac and Biggie. You can't. They're only doing that because of their status, their stature of what was going on at the time, because they were like the hottest selling artists at the time. The difference between Biggie and Tupac is that Tupac is a better songwriter, meaning make better songs.
Yeah,
Plus, he had more versatility, he had more to say. Where I like Biggie, I fucks with it. Ready to Die, I love that's my favorite album from Biggie. But I have more of a respect for people that write their pen, like put their name, like these is put all in the pen. You know what I mean? They just writing notebooks, notebooks, notebooks. It just shows the passion. You know what I mean? Whereas
yeah.
Biggie, his shit was like more freestyle, which is cool, but it's just not like impressive to
And,
me. But that doesn't
and,
take anything
yeah,
away from Biggie. You know what I mean?
yeah, and I think Pac had more time to grow as an artist.
Right,
And honestly, I think because of his past and because of what he went through, um, he was a little more intelligent,
right,
and he had a lot more experience than Big. But also, Big's career was in its infancy when he died.
absolutely,
He was just on his second album.
right,
He was just getting started. So yeah, Pac was almost a vet when when
right,
when he passed
exactly.
away.
If Biggie hadn't
DSG
died in
said,
'97, he would have gave us a fucking masterpiece following Life of the Death. In my opinion, because I'm a Biggie fucking stan. My
no
favorite MC
doubt.
of all time, point blank.
But let me
Man, you
ask you
know
this,
that.
Mike.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Mike. But you think if he was alive today, you don't think he would have like kind of like I guess what's the word? Contributed to the new styles of music?
Listen, Steve, if he was alive today, the new style of music would be very different. Hip hop, the
You think
culture
so?
would be very, very different. Yeah, that's how much of a void that man left in New York. And New York was the epicenter of hip hop at the time. He left a void that was really big, and dudes didn't know what to do. A lot of rappers were waiting for Big. They you know, he was the leader, and I think that his death was really impactful. And I don't think hip hop was ever the same after that. I honestly think if he was alive, you know, the culture would be a lot different. Because if you remember when he died, Puffy kind of ran the show, and hip hop took a left turn, and it never really came back.
Yeah, to answer your question, Steve, it's kind of hard to say what a dead man would do, but
Right.
I, it's like a yes and no situation. Like I could see him, unfortunately, mingling with these fuckboys. Who knows? You know, but
That's what I see.
yeah, he might not. He might be like, fuck these niggas. You know what I mean? Who
Right.
knows? Who knows?
And the only reason why I no, go ahead. What you said, Mike? My bad.
No, no, it's all right. But I just finished up, brother. You can go.
No, I was just saying because the reason why I say that is because on the second album, he intermingled with Bone Thugs and Harmony to the point where he, you know, copied their flow. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, which is not a bad thing. I think that was dope for the time, for that time. Timeless song, one of my favorite songs off that album. But I was just saying because, like, because of that song is what made me think of that. You know what I mean? Like, what he intermingled with some of the stuff that's out today. You know?
Yeah, but you know, I don't think he would intermingle with something that was whack. I think that he wanted to be a part of stuff that he was a fan of, like Too Short and Bone Thugs. But I think if the artist was garbage, I
Right,
don't know, man. I don't think so.
right, right.
But who's to say? Who's that to me is one of the biggest tragedies. It's like just not
Yeah,
knowing
absolutely.
what what that man would have done.
Right. That's true. That's true. I just wanted to throw that out there because that was just a thought that I thought about because I've heard what both you and Mike said, Joey, regarding if Biggie was alive. But I personally think that he probably would have tried on with the new styles, just based on that song, Notorious Thugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion though.
Which I fucking love that song. Classic
Oh,
Oh
shit.
my
absolutely.
God.
Absolutely. Absolutely. DSG said I'm breaking his heart. It's all
See what
opinion,
else?
man. It's all talk, man. What I mean? Don't take what I say for face value. Just take it for what it is.
Now, all right, I guess that way the rules that they don't nobody does any gardening or anything like that.
I agree, Captain Flannel. You know, older artists took more time writing songs and perfecting it. I agree. Even though
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
underground cats do the same. A lot of underground cats do the same exact shit though, because these niggas, to me, it's like the new golden era in my eyes.
But also too, what people gotta understand too, technology plays a big part in it because back then, they did everything with analog and all that shit was
Clips.
expensive.
Yeah.
So they had to they had to be mindful of
You had
what
to
they
come
do. They
correct.
couldn't just yeah, they had to come correct. Like I've heard stories where they were using like DAT tapes and reels, and that shit is mad expensive. So if you fuck up, it's not like today where you have Pro Tools where if you fuck up, oh I could just like delete that bar and I could redo it. No, you had to reel all that shit, do it all over again and re-record over the shit that you recorded. So you had to be on point with that shit. That's what a lot of people don't understand. And I kind of wish sometimes it would go back to that sometimes I'm glad it's not like that, but I think if people kind of like took one day and learned how to record the old ways, they would appreciate and put more effort into their music. And that
Yeah.
plays a big part. Technology plays a big part in how music sounds and how people deliver their music. That's just my opinion on that.
And artists, they don't know how to make albums.
I agree.
They don't know the difference between a mixtape and an album now. They're just, they're just
Right.
releasing this shit, and it's like, an album should represent who you are. It should represent where you're at. It should be your statement. And a lot of these rappers look at it as just like it's just a mixtape. I'll drop another one in a couple months, and I'll just do this and this. It's just like, oh, it's the songs I got done. I'll just release them as an album. And that to me is
Right.
the art of making albums is just, it's forgotten.
That's true. That is true.
Mainstream wise, I would say definitely.
Mainstream wise, yeah,
Absolutely.
because it's about the singles. It's about
No, what were you saying, Joey?
No, I said it's mainly just about the getting that single out and
Right.
doing your shows and promoting that single or whatnot and promoting your mixtape.
Right. Because a lot of times people today they try to make a whole album of singles, and it shows too. It's not cohesive. It's not versatile. And that's a problem I have with music today. But some people can make a whole album just on one subject, depending on the artist, and get away with it. Some people try to do the same thing and they can't. It's just like how, like I said earlier, where people try to find to follow the boogie route, and it didn't work for them. And look what happened. The album's tanked.
Yeah,
So
and just a lot of artists just can't maintain an album. They just can't do it. So
right,
they get some help from a lot of these albums have just features, and it's kind of like a compilation. A lot of these albums, and it's because they can't hold the weight of a body of work.
right. That's true. Captain Flannel, he said, yeah, true. Plus, even finding beats was more of a challenging. You had to know a beat maker. Now you can find beats anywhere. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
And then like
eh,
paying the amount of money, for certain producers. Because I think at the time, like when it's funny because Biggie, he was trying to get a Primo beat, the unbelievable joint that he did for Primo did for Biggie for Ready to Die, unbelievable. At the time, he gave Primo $5,000. He's like, yo, I don't care, just give me a beat. I just want any beat. You just put the impeach president beat, and he gave him the 5 stacks, and then that's how the song came about. So you can only imagine the amount of money that you had to pay a producer, and that's why Mob Deep started making their own beats too, because when they first made Juvenile Hell, um they wanted beats from like Primo, Pete Rock, Lost Professor, and stuff like that. Even though they did get beats from them, but for like certain artists, for certain producers, they were charging an arm and leg, and some of the prices that they were giving for their beats was like their whole album budget. So they was like,
yeah,
fuck this, I'm gonna make my own beats, and that's how that
yeah,
shit came about. And
yeah,
I'm glad it came out like that because Mob Deep would have never had the career that they had, you know, that we all know now. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, as much as
yeah.
I love
Yeah,
Mob Deep,
I agree, brother, wholeheartedly.
yeah, yeah. So
That's
I'm glad they made their own beats.
yeah. One day I got to get that album hard copy, my nigga, because that's
Yes,
dumb
you
out of
do.
print now.
Yeah,
I'm not the biggest fan of Juvenile Hell to be 100%,
Me neither.
but I fucks with it, and I would like to have a hard copy.
I like that album, but I see why people don't like not keen on the album. But I take it for what it is. So, but
I think
to
that
me that was like
if you,
a
I
demo
think a lot of
album.
what we say.
No, I was
The
saying that was a
infamous,
demo album.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it definitely did. Prodigy even said that shit.
Right, 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 right,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think the fans kind of just they compare it to, and the infamous, and you can't. It's just night and day.
right, right.
How about the
And it's
hitter
funny
from the
because
back video? Mad funny.
Oh yeah, yeah,
niggas,
yeah,
niggas is wild, young with like bitches with nice fat asses and shit.
yeah.
Shit
Woo!
cracks me. That shit cracks me up.
Woo! Oh yeah. And at that
Also,
time, you
Yeah.
didn't see a lot of East Coast rappers doing that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Not especially not at that time. You didn't see like in that vein, shorty with fat asses and they dancing and shit. You didn't see that.
Yeah, locked up in Spofford. That's why I
Yeah,
put John on that.
yeah, that's a dope song. Yeah, that shit locked. That shit shut down too. Spofford.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Spofford is a juvenile um detention center, pretty much.
Yeah, I had some
Yeah.
It's
friends
like jail. It's
have
like
to
jail.
go up
It's like
there.
jail for teenagers. Wabbing.
No, I had some friends who went up there.
Yeah,
In
yeah, that
Spofford.
shit's crazy, man.
Oh man, I want to touch on this, man.
Yeah, what's up?
Break Digger 147 said, "What's your opinion on Curtis Blow saying that Future is an incredible rapper that doesn't get the credit he deserves?" Man, that's nuts. I never heard that.
Yeah, Curtis Blow. He nearly laid
Yeah,
off the
he.
blow, man.
I respect dude, but I can't. Yo, I can't get into like true school hip hop either, man. I respect it,
Yeah, I agree.
but
You
I
know,
think hip hop
I think,
got really dope in
yeah,
1987. I would say
That's
87
what
is
I'm
that,
saying.
in my opinion. Even though I like shit before that, like I love License to Ill. I like the first Fat Boys record. You know, I like
Okay,
Radio,
right.
but 87 is when it became incredible in my eyes. You know, just my
That's
opinion.
that's that's why that's why I said when the golden age of hip hop started to me from '87,
Yeah,
and then I might
I
be
think.
biased because I was born in '87 too. So
Yeah, but he got criminal minded and paid in full, man. You know.
exactly,
God
exactly,
damn. Yo, Bum Rush the
exactly.
show.
but
Right,
88,
right.
88, 88 was a hell of a year, man.
Yes, that shit changed a
That
lot of shit, man. A
88,
lot of.
Slick Rick.
88 is yeah. 88 is my favorite year after 95, 96, 93, 94. You
Right,
know?
right.
It's up
What
there.
year did 3 Feet High and Rising come out?
'89.
89?
Oh,
Yeah,
was it
'89.
89?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then De La Soul's Dead came out in '91.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
That's
an
another
underrated
underrated
album.
album. Very underrated.
Oh, I always tell people that the production on that album needs to be studied. Like, and Prince Paul does not get the respect he deserves. But my God, man, going
Yeah,
back and looking at this, he would have like 10 samples on one song. It's like,
right.
my God, ridiculous.
Yeah, same thing with Bomb Squad. They were known for doing that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Shockleys.
Yeah.
Shockleys, hell yeah.
Also,
Woo!
the Dust Brothers.
Yes. Yes. I want to get back to Future. A lot of
Yeah.
people know that they were Future at one point. He was affiliated with the Dungeon family. You guys know that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
He was
never
a
knew that.
short.
I never knew that. Nah.
Yeah. Yeah. He was like under. Yeah. He was like under organized noise. That's how he like really got his start in the game.
Yeah,
And then
he
he
was
started
around
doing
when Outkast was doing Stankonia and all those albums. He
right.
was around. He was in the background
Yeah. He was.
studying those
Yeah.
dudes.
He was a youngin.
Organized noise though. Their production is just
Oh
flawless, man.
man, so underrated, man. And that's
Yeah,
another
man.
thing too. Like people don't fuck with them. People from
Nigga,
Atlanta.
that documentary is impeccable.
I
I
need to see
love
that,
it.
man. I need to see that.
Yeah,
I got to see
Netflix,
that
man.
too.
Netflix, y'all. It's great. It's great.
All right,
But
all right, Ross.
as
I'll see you later, man.
as far as Curtis Blow saying that, I find like a lot of older generation rappers, they find it necessary to kind of like big up these new whack artists as a way to connect with the younger generation.
I agree.
And I honestly cannot see how Curtis Blow could feel that way. But then again, he might. But the way I look at it, because I see it a lot. I see a lot of old rappers trying to like really, talk, talk about new rappers like they're good and they're fans of it. But I just think it's a way to kind of like let the younger generation think like, oh, he's cool. He's one of us. You know what I mean?
Right. But you know what's crazy too? Because I think it was like a couple months ago, I was listening to an old Hot 97 clip when Tupac got killed. And Curtis Blow, this was like obviously like 96 when they recorded it. And he was talking about, how, we gotta stop the violence and we gotta stop this and this and that and the third. And Havoc, he actually called in and he was pretty much saying like how, you know, it is what it is. Like, yeah, we gotta stop the gun violence and stuff like that. He said I forgot what he said, but people was getting on Havoc and shit like that. But it's funny how he gets on Havoc on what he said, but then he would co-sign cats like Future and all these young cats just try to like to stay relevant. And I don't think that's cool.
Yeah,
No,
he
it's
might
not,
just be.
man.
He just might be just really out of touch. I don't know how old he is or what, but he's just he's just out of touch.
Right.
Yeah, I could listen to Mobb Deep all day.
Oh, same here, man.
For real.
And I want to point this out because I know a lot of people, they say like, "Oh, you a Mobb Deep fanboy." Hey, it is what it is. I'm a big
Hell
fan.
yeah.
I'm a big fan.
I wear
But
that. I wear that shit
I don't.
like a heart on my sleeve, man.
Right, right. But the thing is, though, I don't like everything they put out either because they had some duds in their discography. Not
Oh
much, but
yeah.
they had some duds though. I'm a fan, but I'm an honest fan too. And me and you, Mike, we spoke on it last time. Like, I wasn't fan of the Blood Money album.
Oh man. Hey yo, Joe, can you go in like a quieter place?
Yeah, yeah, I'm going
Like
there right now.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm just because of the feedback. So
Yeah, this guy's doing
Right.
a leaf blower next to me. I'm gonna move.
No,
what
I
you
was
saying,
just saying.
Steven?
No, I was just saying, like, you know me, I'm an honest fan, and like I said, Mobb D had a couple of duds in their discography. Like, I wasn't crazy. Like me and you was talking last time. I wasn't a fan of the Blood Money album. I just wasn't. It just wasn't a
Yeah, me
good look
neither.
for them.
Yeah, me
I
neither,
wasn't.
bro.
I wasn't a fan of Infamy, to be honest with you.
I actually like Infamy, but I understand why you don't like it though. I understand why.
But a big reason why is because to me, Infamous,
Hmm.
Hell on Earth, and Murder Music they're just perfect records, man. They're just
Right, right,
perfect.
right.
And then Infamy kind of had that joint with 112, and I was like, ooh, this is I don't know, but you know, it's and again, it's been a long time since I heard it, so I should go back and give it another spin.
Right, right, right. It definitely got some bangers, but at that time too, his beef with Jay-Z really fucked him up. It really fucked
Yeah.
him up. He was never the same after that. And
Prodigy.
How,
yeah, Prodigy was not the same.
how about when
And this is
the
a
nigga?
big Mob Deep fan. And you guys know I'm the one of the biggest Mob Deep fan. And most people won't admit that, but I think ever since the takeover, it really fucked up Prodigy. I don't care what
Let me
nobody says.
let me ask you something. Did HNIC come out after Takeover?
No, before they
Nah,
came out
before
in
that,
Oh, it was
2000.
2000.
before. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. You might be. Yeah, I think you're right.
yeah, man.
Prodigy's in my top five
Oh
easily.
my God.
Absolutely. Easy.
Not
Easy.
95 to 2000 forget it.
Yeah.
Even afterwards, still had some
Yeah,
fucking bangers.
he definitely had some joints too afterwards, but with the Infamy album, I get what you're saying, with Joey, but yeah, I feel like he just wasn't the same anymore. It's just I don't
Yeah,
know what happened.
yeah. Prodigy's one of those rappers, man. That he could paint a picture, man, like no other rapper. I like that. I forget the line in "Streets Raise Me," where he's like the
Right.
sunset over the projects. It looks beautiful or something, but you can see the bricks chipped off, something like that. I'm like, oh, like I was listening to that the other day. I'm like, you could picture everything, bro.
Right,
He's
right.
one of the best.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I want to thank you, Steven, as well for putting a nigga onto that cocaine on the table shit. Because I got my copy now. Hell on
Yeah.
Earth. You
Yeah, yeah,
know?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Because I remember I had my cassette, and the cassette had it, you dig?
Right,
So
right,
I didn't get the CD to 2000, like when I transferred over. And I didn't know
right.
that until you brought that up. Then I remembered, oh, there you go. So
Hmm.
why the fuck edit that out? It's a fucking explicit album. I don't get that.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't, but yeah, it's crazy because, like I said, like for you to get the one with the cocaine on the table, you
Yeah.
have to get the enhanced version.
Yep. That's the one I got too.
Yeah, yeah. But the 2000 re-release version, they edited it out. So I guess they don't want to people to promote drug use. I guess, but
You know,
Yo, I got those mob misses off mix unit too. I wish them shits was in better quality, man. You
yeah,
know?
man. Yeah, 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 yeah,
But
yeah.
the infamous archives is holding me down anyway, so that, it's good for that. You know that ain't an official release, but better than nothing.
Right. Oh, you talk about the infamous archives, right?
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
it's
Right.
dope. But
Yeah.
going back on Prodigy after the takeover, I think Alchemist kind of gave him, that fire again because those albums with Alchemist are dope.
Oh, absolutely. Return of the Mac, all them
Yeah,
shits.
Return of the
Yeah,
Mac.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
I
Albert
love that album.
Einstein. Yeah, Albert Einstein.
I love that album.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
dope.
Even the joint Havoc did, the Silent Partner with Alchemist, that was dope too.
No, I didn't hear that.
Prodigy, yo, when Pete's verse on that shit is fire.
Yeah. Woo.
He killed that shit.
Yeah, man.
Yo, even the shit that Prodigy did with Griselda, killed
Yes,
that shit.
yes, yes. That
Fire.
EP, right?
Yeah, with Conway.
Yeah, yeah. Woo.
Yeah, and then he did a
Mhm.
song called Ben's Window and Don't Get Scared Now. That's fire. He did a
Yeah.
song with El Camino as well.
Yeah, El Camino's that dude, man. He's dope.
Yes, man. His chorus game reminds me like of Max B. I love his chorus game.
Mm. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's he's all over that new Benny. He's all over that new Benny.
Right. Free Max B, man.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Going back to the old school and the new school. Looking back on because I'm a big fan of Illmatic and how it was made
Right.
and watching I love to watch the making of albums,
Me too.
and you can see Pete Rock in the studio
Mm-hmm.
with Nas. You can see Premier, you can see Q-Tip. They're in the studio with him,
Right.
and I think a lot of rappers today, they get that beat sent to them, and I don't know if that causes a disconnect between the producer, because if you got the producer in house, he could do a little switches. He can guide you a little bit. So I don't know if that has something to do with the quality of music, because I definitely think that having a producer in there with you, and I know that's how it was done back in the day, and I know that it's rarely done today.
No, you're exactly right. You proved my point. Like what I said, it's all about technology, because like I said, back then, especially in the 90s, like you couldn't send files on your email. You actually had to be in the studio, or
Yeah,
if you want to do a verse, they actually had to mail the reel to reel and play on the reel and record their verse with the beat on it
yeah.
and
And then if you had
send it
if you had
back.
to do a feature, the artist, Method Man and Big, they were in the studio together. They could
Right,
vibe off each other. They weren't just sending the finished track or the
right,
unfinished track to their camp, then send it back. There was actually that, they were gelling off each other. They were going at each other. It was a competition, and it was like
right,
that creates a different vibe.
right. No, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, like today's music, like you could definitely tell like there was no chemistry, you
Yep.
know, because of technology. People got lazy. People don't want to put the effort, and I think sometimes we do need to go back to the old days of real to real, and that tapes, and then because you'll put more effort into your music, and it'll show no matter what kind of music you make.
Yeah.
So
I want to ask both of you a question.
what's up?
If a 16, 17-year-old kid came up to you and was like, yo, I want to know about 90s hip hop or the golden era, and you had one album to give them, what would it be?
Oh man, that's great.
Good
Uh,
question.
it might sound cliche as fuck, but this album is like the Thriller of hip hop. Illmatic,
Mm,
Illmatic.
Mm.
You know, because it
yeah.
just sums up '90s hip hop. Like that's the fucking what the Godfather is for cinema. That's for hip hop, in my
Mm.
eyes.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
that's a
Yeah,
good
I'm gonna
question.
have to piggyback with Mike Illmatic because and plus it was versatile too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
You
I'm gonna
know,
have to say Illmatic as well.
I'm gonna have to go with Low End Theory.
Okay,
That
yeah,
ain't,
yeah, yeah.
that ain't. Oh, I adore that album, man. That ain't bad either. I adore that album.
Because it has all the elements of the old school, but I think that Q-Tip and Fife have a way of just being accessible to all generations. Just the way they talk and everything, the whole production, and that album specifically to me is just a representation of just the best time for me in hip hop.
Right, right, right.
I'm a Midnight Marauders guy, but that's right up there with
Yeah,
me. That's my
same
second
here.
favorite
That's
album.
that's that's my favorite album from them. The Midnight
Yeah,
Yeah,
Marauders.
that's a battle, man. That's it's tough, but because Midnight is just epic, epic.
Absolutely, absolutely.
love that album.
Chuck Munkle asked, "Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back, or The Streets is a Mother?"
Oh man, that's good, man.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Two West Coast bangers right there. I gotta go with Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back. You know,
Yeah, same here, same here.
but I love the Two Star Mother. I love that album.
Yeah, that album to me was a lot better than the Corruption album that Corrupt put out. I wasn't feeling that album.
Yeah, me and Ross Hartley always talk shit about that album.
Yeah, that shit was horrible, man.
Yeah,
I get what he was trying to do. You know, trying to do like an East Coast album and a West Coast. And me being an East Coast, dude. I preferred the West Coast over the East Coast joints because the East Coast beats
yeah,
were kind of like it was mediocre in my opinion. The beats were mediocre.
yeah. The Sweet Sour Mother is his magnum opus. I fucking love that
Oh
album.
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. What you thought about the Space
DSG.
Odyssey joint?
Oh, Ross told me about that album being. It has definitely some bangers on it, but I didn't hear it yet. I never
Okay,
heard it.
okay. Yeah, it's,
I
it's
think I
not
heard
bad.
it. Like,
It's not
yeah, I think I heard. Maybe I heard a joint or two back in the day, but I can't remember. You know.
right, 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 right.
Uh.
Yeah, Joel. What we're talking about is the retaliation. What's that shit called? Um, the retaliation, revenge, and get back. That's Daz Dillinger's first album,
Oh,
and
okay.
that's when he was a Death Row. And the Streets of the
Yeah.
Mother is Corrupt's second album,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
solo
yeah.
album.
I didn't hear the Daz one, but um, to me, I was never really a fan of Corrupt.
Got you, got you. Yeah, truth be told, I wasn't either. But then when I started like hearing like some of his like, I went back and I checked like the Dog Pound, like some of the stuff he did with Pete Rock in his later years. How dope of a
Oh,
lyricist he is, yo.
that shit with Deck. Woo!
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Hey, yo, I want to touch on this right quick because this album sucks dick in my opinion. Uh, In Control Volume 2. RT asked thoughts on In Control Volume 2. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Volume
I don't
1
like
is
it
a
either.
masterpiece. I love Volume 1.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Y'all can keep going on.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. I'm just gonna be answering questions here. That's all I'm gonna do.
All right, cool, cool, cool.
Okay. The Crunchy Sofa asked best Cypress Hill album. For
First one.
me, yeah, that's a banger too. For me, I gotta go with Temples of Boom. Like Muggs was in his bag. The production that Muggs had on that is epic. Love that album. Um, let's see. Anybody
Yeah,
got any more questions? Just
yeah.
ask.
I'm gonna answer that. Wait, the best type of soul album.
Yeah.
I love the first four, but if I had to choose, the Temple of Doom, easy.
Yeah, man. Oof. It's so
Yeah,
fucking good.
yeah. I am a fan of that one, but I'm gonna have to go with the self-title. just because
Okay.
hand on the pump, and
Ooh.
how I could just kill a man.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and, and
yeah.
that and that video, seeing Ice Cube in front of the Apollo,
Hmm.
that was that was special, man.
Yeah, that was a dirty album.
Yeah.
Love that shit.
Yeah, getting back to what Volume 2, Marley Marl himself don't even like that album.
Yeah, I can see why, yo.
Yeah, because that was a cash in. That was definitely a cash in. The
I wish I
album
had a
that
hard
was
copy of Volume 1.
yeah, I got lucky and I found the Traffic edition with the double disc. I found it at FYE a
Yeah,
couple years ago. I got so lucky with that. That shit goes for mad
yeah.
bread.
And I want Master Ace Take a Look Around from 1990. I want that too.
Yeah, I need that too. Yo, Posting High, that's my
Yeah,
favorite track of that album. Ooh.
yeah, fire. I'm a big Master Ace fan, man.
Yeah, he's underrated.
Definitely is. Well, anyone got any more questions? I'm just
Yeah,
scrolling up. See,
yeah, Crunchy. That Daz album is tough, man. Check that out.
I lo- I love that album, yo.
Yeah, that
I
shit is
love that
tough,
album.
man. That shit is tough.
The last like classic Death Row album to my eyes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what I'm thinking? Let's talk about Dog Father, his second album.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was so disappointed, my G.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too, man.
I had my uncle pick me up after school to get that shit, and I was so
Yeah,
disappointed the first day it came out, man.
What
I've
year did
always
that
liked
come
the
out?
cover. 96,
96?
96.
Yeah.
But there is some songs I like as I grown up, like Gold Rush.
Oh
Uh,
yes,
yeah, I love that beat. DJ Pooh
yeah,
did his thing.
yeah.
Yeah, some songs are
How do you
good.
how do you guys feel about Master P era Snoop?
Love it.
You know,
I'm
it's funny. We talked about that. We talked about that last
yeah,
chat we did.
I, I'm in the minority, but I'm a big No Limit fan. But
No, I am
other
Yeah,
too.
than
I am too.
yeah,
yeah, same here. Yeah, for me with Dogfather, man, like the thing with that album, I don't entirely blame it on Snoop. It's the shit that he was going through. Man, that shit was mad love. Um, I don't blame specifically all the way with Snoop. I don't blame it on him. It was just a shit that he was going through. He was going through a lot of because like he just got off the murder trial, so that shit
yeah,
all goes to that. Um, Dr. Dre wasn't there no more, so he had to rely on Daz and DJ Pooh. I mean, they did their thing. Some of the beats were kind of and then he tried to be like more versatile. Like when he did the Vapors, he tried to pay homage with Biz Markie Vapors, which
yeah,
I thought was pretty cool. And but believe it or not, he tried to be more positive with that album. He was
yeah. Cause
trying to be like a more role model, like positive role model, things like that. But it's just I don't know, like I just feel like the production was like very lackluster. It could have been a lot better.
I agree, and that murder trial really shook him up.
It really did. Yeah, because he was about to go to
Yeah,
jail. That shit was crazy.
yep. Just imagine what that album would have been with like Dre, and if that
Oh my
murder shit
God.
didn't happen. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Right,
Just imagine.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, Dre, Buddha, Melman, cats like that, man. Sam Snead, you know?
But I think No Limit Top Dog and The Last
Yeah,
Meal is criminally underrated.
Yeah, great
yeah.
albums.
Especially
Yeah,
Last Meal. That is so underrated, dude.
I love that album. I'm gonna bump that today. Matter of fact, I haven't heard that in a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah. My only gripe with Last Meal is not with the album itself, but it's with which I like the song, but I at the time I could not stand when people were saying, what up, my nizzle? What up, shizzle, my nizzle? You had niggas in New York saying that shit. I was like, nigga, shut the fuck up, man. Like, that shit was mad annoying, dude. But
Yeah, I
but
feel you.
yeah, but other than that, that was pretty cool. That was a dope album.
It was, and like I told you before, man, the game is to be sold is great too.
I
You
need
know,
to check that album. I need to
yeah,
check that
man.
album.
I heard it one time. I was playing like GoldenEye for N64 back when it came out, and my
Right.
boy had it in the background. We were just smoking, and I really didn't pay attention because I was too fucking high. But afterwards, afterwards, I listened to it like when I got older, and I'm like, "Yo, this is a dope album." Niggas hate
Did,
on that. I don't.
did Premier have a joint? I think did Premier produce a song on there?
I
I'm not
don't think
sure.
No,
so.
that was after. No,
Yeah, that
no,
was
that was after.
That was
That
after.
yeah,
was on Pay the Cost to Be the Pause or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, he made a bang off. Yeah, I think he made two joints off that joint. He
yeah,
made a
yeah,
joint for Batman and Robin, and there was another joint. I think the one and only. I think it was called.
yeah.
But those shits were dope. Those shits were tough.
yeah, yes. I do like those songs. I think the
Yeah.
nigga, I think Goldie Loke and Trey D are dope too, man. The East Siders
Who?
albums, fire.
Oh,
Goldie
okay.
Loke and
Yeah,
Trey,
yeah,
yeah, the East Siders.
yeah. 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 Break Digger asked, what do you guys rate Easy as an MC? I mean, he didn't write all of his lyrics, but I just love his flow and delivery. Yeah, yeah, I love Easy, man. Love Easy. What about you guys?
I love Easy too, man. You know, I don't
Yeah.
really care if he
What
does
about
a lot
you,
of
Billy?
shit.
That
The
first
admitted,
album, very underrated.
Yeah.
At the time when I first heard it, I didn't know that he didn't write his rhymes. I didn't find out till later.
Right.
Um, I don't know how much that affects how I feel about it. I think he's a great MC. Um, but then learning how how they used to punch him in and Cube used to feed him the lines. But
Right.
still, I mean, his flow and his voice, is nothing like it. Nothing like it.
Right. Right. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah. And here's the thing. I know people because I get on Kanye and Drake for calling themselves the greatest, but they don't write their own rhymes. Although I don't see Easy as one of the best, but he knows that he's not a great MC. He's not a lyricist. He knows that. But it's like you guys said, his delivery, his flow, his storytelling, and his ear for beats. Not to mention his role as a CEO, as an
Yeah,
entrepreneur. Because I
yeah,
feel like if he was alive today, he would be in what Dr. Dre is right now as a billionaire. I think he would be up there. And I like the fact that, at that time when he had Ruthless Records, he actually like gave other people a chance. Like he signed people like Bloods of Abraham, which is like a Jewish Hasidic rap group from LA. He signed Terry B. Damn, what the hell? Terry B, white female rapper.
Bone Thugs.
At
Did he
Black
sign Bone
Clan,
Thugs?
yeah, he signed Bone Thugs. Yomo Monkey. Um, uh, Black Eyed Peas, but they were named a different name. They were called At Band Clan.
Ah,
They were supposed to drop an album, but it never came out. But it got leaked. It was called Grassroots. Shit
ah.
like
hey
that.
yo, yeah. I'm gonna touch on this.
Mm,
Uh, it's some good shit right here, man. And I might get hate for this, but I definitely agree with this, and I think you do too, Steven.
yeah,
Cannabis NJ says, please talk about people rating Dilla so high because he passed on. I respect Dilla. He's a legend, but in
Ooh.
my opinion, he's dope. Doper than Ninth Wonder. I think Jay Dilla is stupid overrated.
very
I'm sorry.
overrated.
I think he's a
Yes,
dope producer, but he's not the greatest ever. Like,
I
no.
agree. I agree. I
Yeah, I'm
agree.
I'm 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 a big Dilla fan. Um, I wouldn't say he's the greatest, but I do think that Donuts is a masterpiece. But I don't know if I would call him the greatest.
Now keep in mind, a lot of people are saying that because he died. People weren't saying that
Yeah.
shit before he was alive.
Nah. He wasn't really mentioned too much before he passed
That's what,
away.
yeah, exactly. Like people don't know about the Welcome to Detroit joint he did back in 2001. People don't talk
That's
about
his
that.
fire. That's his fire.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah. The Crunchy Sofa asked, what's your favorite 3-6 Mafia albums, man? I gotta go with Chapter 2, World Domination, and Mystic
Yeah,
Styles.
yeah,
My top two.
Chapter 2.
yeah. Yeah, for me, Mystic Styles, Chapter 1, The End, and Chapter 2.
Oh, good shit.
I even like
Amazing.
I even like the later albums, like when the smoke clears.
Oh, I love
The,
when the smoke clears.
yeah, that
That's
shit
like
is
fresh.
tough. Yeah, that shit is
Yeah,
ill.
that's like freshman year of high school for me when that came out.
Yeah, yeah, that was like what,
Oh,
like 2000, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
love that shit.
yeah. DSG asked, what do you think about the ninth new project with Black Thought, the ninth Wonder project with Black Thought?
I thought it could have been a lot longer, man.
Right,
Because I thought it was gonna be an album,
right.
5 songs. It's dope, but it could have been longer.
Right.
I mean, for me, it's I still gotta digest it a little more, but I think that I'm always happy to get some Ninth Wonder and Black Thought, and together, it's just like it's a good thing. I just gotta digest it, and I want to hear it a couple more times.
Right. Yeah, for me, man, like I said, I thought it was cool, but I don't hold both of them in high regards like most people do. Like I like Knife Wonder to an extent, but like some of the stuff to me tends to be a little repetitive. Like especially before, but he's gotten a lot better before, like after. But I don't hold him in a high regard like most people do. Same thing with Black Thought.
Yeah,
I love Black Thought, but I don't hold him in a high regard like most people do. But that does not take away from the talent that they have.
Yeah, I'm
Illa Dub
you go
Half
ahead.
Life is man. Illa Dub Half Life and fucking all them
Yeah,
Roots albums, the early Roots albums. Things fall
yeah.
things fall apart and
How
all
do you
that shit.
guys how do you guys feel about Little Brother and their albums?
Love it. The Listening and the Menstrual Show, classics.
I think the Minstrel Show is one of the most underrated albums, and
Yeah,
I honestly would call it a classic.
That's like the Southern Midnight Marauders.
Yeah,
Fucking love that
right.
shit.
so underrated, so underrated.
It is. It's so fucking good.
And Fonte is so underrated as an MC. I remember saying at the time, I'm like, this dude is he's one of the best rappers I've ever heard.
Right.
His flow is so great, and dudes were just ignoring it at the time, and now forget about it. Like I feel like a lot of people just forgot about that whole, especially the Minstrel Show. That album
Yeah.
is forgotten classic.
Yeah, for me it's the listening. I love that album.
I think that goes for Stupid Money too. Hard copy,
It does, it
unfortunately.
does. I've been trying to look for that shit, but that goes to
Yep.
mad bread. It's crazy too because I remember like I think like a year and a half ago, I went to a flea market about maybe like an hour away from my house. Joey, you know what I'm talking about. The swap site in Fort Lauderdale. It's
Okay,
on
yeah.
Sunrise. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, you know, they like they have like this like people like they'll sell like, little things like like little household stuff. But there be times they would have like a whole bunch of CDs, and I was just skimming through a whole bunch of stuff, and I saw the listening. It had just the CD, but it didn't have the cover, so I didn't even pick it up. I'm a completist like
Wow.
that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that would bother the fuck out of me. You know who I am.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the Mental Show is like masterpiece. 2005
Right.
classic. There's any questions here?
Break Digger asks, you fans of the Loop Pack album sound pieces, the antidote. You asking because that's your logo, right? That's your logo, right? This motherfucker, you think you slick? Nah. That's a dope album. That's a very
Yeah,
dope album.
I love
Very
that
yeah,
album. I love that album. Mad Lib raps on that shit too. Yeah, love that album.
yeah.
1999.
1999. Did you hear that album, Joe?
No, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, check that out.
I agree, man. Ant Banks is underrated, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
His
definitely need
production
some of
is
his
crazy good.
albums. I definitely need some of his albums.
Yeah, I only have Sitting on Something Fat, and that's it. Cause his
No,
shit
listen
goes
about
for
that.
like cocaine prices, my nigga.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
Speaking
just
of
got the best of Van Banks. That's all I have.
speaking of cocaine prices, man, and this cat from Memphis, Tommy Wright the Third, I would love to have his album.
Ooh. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
dope ass shit. Yeah, I got that shit downloaded. Fuck it, you know.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too.
Yeah,
But the thing with his albums, a lot of them were they were some of them were released only a cassette, and so like the quality is not as good.
yeah,
So I wish
it's
he
not.
would like re-release it and put it like in studio quality.
Yeah, On the Run, I think it's called. Is like the best quality I heard so far from him. On the Run.
Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ant Banks, yeah, the Dangerous Crew. Yeah, that's how Ant Banks got to start with the Dangerous Crew. Yeah, Too Short,
DSG
man. That
labels.
dude, yeah, he's a beast, man.
I love Too Short. Like 1980 from like to like 1988 to like 96. I would say.
I
You
agree.
know.
I agree with that. I agree.
But I
What's your
gotta check
favorite?
out that 98 album though, because you said that shit's good, right? I
What
forgot the
happened?
name of it. The Too Short's 98 album. I forgot the name of that joint.
Oh, the 99. Oh, Can't Stay Away. That came out in 99. Yeah, that's a, I like it. I
99.
like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I thought it was dope.
My favorite Short Dog album though is Getting Where You Fit In.
Yeah, that's a joint from 93. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
love that album.
yeah, yeah. I would have to say my favorite Too Short albums would have to be Shorty the Pimp. I love that era of. I love that like early to mid 90s Too Short. So pretty much from like 92 to like I said like 96, 95, 96 for me.
Yeah.
What
Same
would you
here, man.
What would you say would be a good album to start getting into Too Short? Like a good first album to start at.
That's a good question. You want to answer
I
that,
would
Mike?
say Getting Where You Fit In. Yeah,
Okay.
Getting Where You Fit In for me. Either that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
ESG label wants to never hip hop books.
Oh
I
yeah.
would say my infamous life for me. My infamous life.
What's that again?
DSG label wanted to know books. Favorite hip hop books.
Yeah.
Infamous life for me.
And you said my infamous life, right?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Mike?
My infamous life is my favorite.
Yeah, I got that shit right here. Hold on. I got that shit right there.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
check that out. I gotta check
Yeah,
that
it's a
out.
very, very good book. Um, yeah, I would have to say
Yes.
that and also this book. Hold on. Perfect Technique. If you guys
Yeah,
like,
I heard about that.
yeah, that's a good book. I highly recommend everybody to get that. If you guys like the
They break
breakdown
down.
of how they made the albums and stuff like that,
Yeah.
from the producers, from the MCs and all that, even to the engineers, they talk about like they do a breakdown of how they made the song and shit like that. That's another good one to check out. I also like the SP 1200 book. That was a good book too. like all the producers that used the SP 1200 back in the 80s and 90s. That's a pretty dope book. And what's cool about that book is that it not only interviewed the producers, but it actually shows you like how to maintain the SP 1200. Like if it fucks up, it tells you like how to fix it and stuff like that. And I think that was pretty cool. And
That's
that book goes for mad money. It's very hard to find.
that's dope how they tell you how to fix the SP, man.
Yeah,
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 you know, dope.
yeah. That's dope. Oh yeah.
Hey, Cannabis NJ asks you, Steven, for your what's your favorite top five producers?
My top five. Yeah, Havoc, True Master. I know definitely. You know that's no secret. Um, Showbiz. Definitely one of my favorites. That's three. Yeah, who else? So Harry True Master. Um, oh, Eric Sermon, definitely, especially early,
Oh,
like Dirty
yes,
Eric Sermon from like
yes.
92, like 92
Redman,
to like maybe, yeah,
Redman first album. Woo.
yes, yes. Like Eric Sermon from like 92 to like 96. That's my favorite ever Eric Sermon.
Even on his own album, like that first album, man, No
Oh
Pressure.
my God,
Yeah.
no pressure, double or
Oh,
nothing. Even
yes.
the Insomnia album.
Yeah, which I want to get. I got to get that hot
Yeah,
copy.
yeah, it's mad cheap too. It's mad cheap online.
But that's a good thing because a lot of these '90s albums are fucking oof, stupid out of
Yeah.
print. Oh yeah, I was telling Ross this, Steven, but I finally got my hands on Represent and Just One's Envy. I found it at a good price.
Oh shit. Good shit, man. Good
Yeah,
fucking shit.
and I got Season of the Sickness and Brother Lynch over because my
Woo!
copy is bootleg as fuck, yo. I don't like it. It looks like those shitty rap a lot pressings, you know?
So you probably got the reissue.
Yeah, I don't like those
Yeah, yeah,
reissues,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
ugly.
Yeah, I think that should come like '05 or some shit like that, right?
Yeah, that shit, man. And I
Yeah,
got loaded over too. I bought
yeah,
loaded over
it's like
too.
mad dark. Oh,
Yeah,
you
I
got
don't like
loaded?
that. Yeah, I got loaded over too because
Yeah.
I have them, but they look ugly as shit. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Crunchy Sopa asked me, always wanted to know why you never liked E40. He got some dope albums, Classic Day. I just never liked his delivery. You know, I never liked his voice and stuff like that. But I do respect his contribution to hip hop, meaning like the slangs. You know, he's the first person I've heard say Captain Saberhole. You know, nobody's really saying that. You know, because that applies today. You got a lot of simps that be trying to be Captain Saberholes and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm laughing. I could say that because at one point I used to be a simp, but I lived and learned. So never again. Um, but but I like some of the beats that he has on his albums, but it's just I just can't listen to full album of E40. But like I said, I respect his contribution to hip hop and like how hard he works and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Although I do like the Click albums, like the game related. That was pretty dope. You know, shit like that. I need to listen to the first album.
I love E40. I love E40. Like from like
Okay.
93 to 98, I would say is the 99.
Okay.
But Ross Hartley is the huge fan of him. Jesus Christ, he loves that dude. And
Who?
he said Ross loves E40.
Oh yeah.
And he said he has some dope stuff afterwards. But I
Right.
heard I was on a field trip in high school and my boy played me his album from 2002 and I thought that shit was trash. I forgot the name of it though.
Okay.
I'm not
So
too familiar on his later work.
what would you say would be like the first album to start off with for E40 for those that
Uh,
are not familiar with E40?
the 1995 masterpiece in a major way. That's how I would say.
Okay.
I love that album. Yeah,
Is that the one with Sprinkle Sprinkle?
yeah, that shit. Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
uh,
God.
that's that 40
Jesus
shit.
Christ. Yeah.
Yeah, Buckwild's a dope producer. I love Buckwild, y'all. Talking about Buckwild
Yeah,
in the chat.
yeah, very, very dope, very dope. What he has over the other producers, like Diamond D, Showbiz, Lord Finesse, is that he's versatile. He could do R&B. He could do other stuff.
Yeah,
So
and
that's
it's
that's
not
one of
talked about, but that
right.
2010 album was self-titled, 1990 Now. What a fucking
Oh
banger!
yes, yes, yes,
That
yes.
nigga, that nigga self is dumb nice.
Yeah,
I
he's
love
tough.
self-titled.
Yeah, he's dope, man.
Yes,
Yes, he's very, very
we
dope. I
need that.
fuck.
We need that Fresh Prince and House Leia to drop. That Fresh Prince and House Leia. That's the name of the album. Taking
Okay,
forever.
okay, okay. When's that supposed to come out?
Supposed to come out like as early as 2011, but it never came out.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Who was
Now
supposed to,
Apathy
who
is
was it supposed to be another Buck Wild and self title or is it like different producers?
like his different producers, like his first album, like his debut
Okay.
album, but it never
Right,
came
right,
out.
right, right. Got you, got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna check those E40 albums, man. Just for you guys. Just for you guys. I'm gonna check those albums
Yeah.
out.
I think if you like the Click album, you probably like the early 40, you know?
Right, 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 right.
If you like game related, you can definitely get into it in a major way.
Right, I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
But like I said, but the thing, the click, it wasn't just E40. It was Sugar T and Be Legit. So that's why I tolerate it.
I ain't gonna lie,
So,
yo. When I first heard dude when I bought my All Eyes on Me cassettes, and I was like, I don't like this shit, you know?
right,
But I seen the Sprinkle Me video on Rap City
right,
back in the day. And I was like, oh
right,
yeah, I like this shit. And then I bought it in a major way on cassette.
right. Yeah, that's what Country Soper said. If you like the click, you'll like Federal. In terms of style, the album is a bit more gritty than his later ones. Yeah, I'm more about gritty shit, so I've definitely gotta check that
Yeah,
out.
Federal is definitely like straight gangster shit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Cause isn't that the one with Captain Saverho?
No, that's the EP. Fuck, what's the name of the EP? Came out in '93, and I have it. God damn it, I can't remember.
Mailman? Was it Mailman or
Mailman.
some shit?
Yeah, yeah, there you
Okay,
go.
okay, yeah.
It's on that one. Yeah.
Joey, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Any more questions, y'all? Or we can dead it now, or
Just for
Cannabis
the record,
NJ says, yeah, oh yeah, I'm about to read that. Go ahead, Steven.
no, I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna read that. Just for the record, Rakim is the
Yeah,
greatest rapper. Period. He's one of them, but I'm a Coogee rap fanatic. So,
yeah, I like G
but
Rap
is
better
it?
than they call it like the Big Four of the '80s. You know,
Yeah,
KRS, Rakim, Kane, and G Rap. G Rap all
yeah.
day for me.
You wanna talk about that? You wanna talk about that? Like, talk a little bit about the
Yeah,
albums. Like, yeah. Let's.
yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah, let's get into that.
Okay. Yeah. Who do you want to start with?
Let's start with Kane because Kane kind of disappoints me.
Kane.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. We can start with that.
yeah. I think Long Live the Kane, It's a Big Daddy Thing are masterpieces. You know,
Mm,
Taste with Chocolate has some gems in there. A Prince of Darkness too, but they're not the greatest albums. But
right.
looks like a job for he came back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love
That's my
that
favorite
album.
album from him. That's my favorite
Yeah,
album from him.
Daddy's what is it? Daddy's Home or some shit.
Yeah. 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 He was all over that, all over the place with
What's
that
Yeah,
that?
album. He had some,
You know that song? How'd you get a record deal?
yeah. That's
yeah,
on
that
looks like a
looks
job
like a
for.
job for. Yeah,
Who produced that? You know who produced that? Because that's a dope beat.
That was Trackmasters.
Wow, that's some
Yeah.
and
early
see,
track masters then.
yeah, and niggas hate on Trackmasters, but they don't know.
It's,
Oh,
They don't
yo,
know
I
that.
it's,
love, dude.
yes.
I am big. I feel like if you're from Queens, You gotta love Trackmasters, man.
Right. Right.
Definitely underrated.
And
Yeah,
I
and that,
love that whole mafioso era too. So that's my era.
right, right. And the thing is, like, what, like you guys said, like people hate on the track masters, but people don't understand where they came from. Like they started off with Chuck Rock, and they just took with the real Roxanne, the Puerto Rican one, not Roxanne Sante, the real Roxanne. They did stuff with 18. They did stuff with Red Hot Lover Tone, Tone and Poke of
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So I don't understand, and, Coogee rap, things like that. But people are so focused on the shit that they did in the mid to late '90s, but they don't realize that the early stuff that they did back in the day.
And I think a lot of people associate Trackmasters, which they should, with it was written and the change in Nas, like the more commercial version of
Right.
Nas, like If I Rule the World. But then again, they did produce, the
Yeah.
message and
Yeah, on It Was Written, they really shined on that too, and I like those beats.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I wasn't too fond of If I Rule the World. Wasn't too crazy about that, but
Yeah, I don't
the
blame you because they
album.
played that to death.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And but like the album is dope. The album is dope. But I think for you to really appreciate It Was Written, it has to be like you have to be somewhat of an MC, a rapper. Because I noticed like most rappers, MCs that I know personally,
Yeah.
they prefer It Was Written over Illmatic, and I understand why. Because that's a
So do
lyricist
I.
album.
I'm one of them weird niggas that do. A lot of niggas don't. I do.
Right,
yeah,
right.
It Was Written is amazing.
it's a dope album. It definitely did a lot for Nas
Yeah.
as far as like making him popular. Sorry for the noise in the back, but
No,
making
we
him
good.
radio friendly and because it was written when that came out. It definitely hit hard, and thanks to Steve Stout, his vision for that.
Yeah, and that played a lot. That played a lot with that album because originally Nas wanted to do another Illmatic as far as the grittiness, but Steve Stout was like, nah, like, we gotta do have more like radio friendly kind of stuff, and that's why like the Firm album came out the way it did, and that's why Cormega left the group. He kicked out like left the group because because at the time because you guys know that the Testament album was supposed to come out back in
Yep,
1998,
yep,
but because
Dead,
him and
Dead
Steve
Man
Stout
Walking
had
and shit. Woo.
Dead Man Walking, whoo. But him and Steve Cormega and Steve Stout had they kind of had words with each other. Like they had like they had they fell off because of the fact that Steve Stout wanted control over Cormega's album, and Cormega was like, nah, I want beats from like Havoc, RZA. Like he wanted that shit gritty and street. And Steve Stout wasn't having that, so he didn't like the fact that he wasn't able to control Cormega like he did everybody else, and that's why he
yeah,
got kicked out of the group, and that's why they added Nature. So it wasn't because Cormega was whack, because that's another thing too. People think Cormega is whack, and he's not. He's dope.
nah,
I
nah,
hate
nah.
that. I hate that.
Cormega
Yeah,
is
Listen to the
definitely not
you'd be
whack.
realness.
surprised. You would be surprised at the people that said
Yeah,
that
listen
he's
to
that
the
good.
realness.
The
Yes.
realness.
Listen to
Oh
the
my
realness.
god.
The true
The
meaning.
true
Yeah, the
meaning.
true
Oh,
meaning,
yep.
bro.
Verbal
And
graffiti, nigga, get out of here.
Yeah.
just so people know, Trackmasters produced One More Chance, Stay With Me remix.
Yeah.
Every little
Biggie.
thing I do, so for real.
Ooh.
Uh, they even produced a little bit. Did they produce Juicy? That's what it says here for Biggie. Um,
Nah, that was who the fuck did Juicy? I can't remember. That's the third
Wasn't
album
it
too. Chucky
yeah,
Thompson?
'cause
No, was it?
I think so. One of the Hitmen, like either Chucky
Yeah.
Thompson or somebody.
Hey Lover, LL Cool J, I Shot Ya,
Ooh, ooh,
LL,
yeah,
the
exactly.
Message, If I Rule the World. So they got some joints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To talk about It
Although,
Was Written for a minute, the ultimate It Was Written for me is the UK version because of Silent Murder.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I got
Oh
it.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Steve. What are you gonna say? I kind of interrupted you by accident.
No. You good now? Like before you said that, but I was saying that Pete Rock made the original version of Juicy.
Yeah.
But that's a very touchy subject with Pete Rock, though. He doesn't like talking about that.
Because I think Puff heard the beat, and they recreated or something. I forget how it happened, but
Yeah, that's what it was. Like he was playing the beat, and then he like what, and then Puff heard like what he heard, and then next thing you know, they did the shit, and then that's how it came out. So, and then Pete Rock felt some type of way about that. So,
and another Trackmasters joint, and to me the beat for this song, "Doing It" by LL.
yeah,
That's just a dope sample, dope song. Um, and it gets me nostalgic, man. Just hearing
you
that
know,
joint.
what's funny about doing it? That song was originally made for Biggie. You know that, right?
Really?
Yeah,
Nah, I
because
didn't know that.
if you listen to the hook, go Brooklyn, that
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
already
yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
That's why at the end of the chorus, what he said, that's why I got my girl from Queens because she lives in Brooklyn, some shit like that. I forgot what he said,
No,
but
I represent Queens, but she's raised out in
yeah,
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, yes, thank you.
Yo, I
Yeah,
love
so
that
those are,
song. I love that
yeah,
song.
yeah, me too, man.
That make panties drop in a minute, my nigga.
Oh,
Dig?
absolutely.
That video is dope too. I love the video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Smith is my second favorite LL album, man.
That's a great album.
Oh, absolutely. Like for me, my favorite LL albums are Mama Should Knock You Out, 14 Shots to the Dome,
Yeah.
which everybody loves to hate, and Mr.
People hate
Smith.
that for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, people hate it because at the time people were trying to say like he was trying to be gangster and he was trying to because like the whole West Coast thing that was happening with the whole gangster rap, being like taking over and stuff like that. People was hating on that and people didn't like that. It's the same thing with when Ice Cube did Lethal Injection, people was hating on that album because he was trying to be like he was trying to do his version of the Chronic, and that turned off a
Yeah.
lot of people. So
Yeah,
I
I
think
wasn't a
that's why
fan
a
of
lot of
that.
people, huh?
I was. That's when I kind of left Q
Right,
around
a
that
lot of
time.
people did. A lot of people did. But
Yeah.
that's why a lot of people felt what 14 Shots to the Dome.
Jeez. That's my second favorite. I mean, that's the last best Cube album, in my opinion.
Oh,
Like the
absolutely.
last, yeah.
Absolutely.
And then Bow Down is a
Absolutely.
fucking class. I love Bow Down too. What's that connection?
Yes.
Classic,
Yeah.
beyond classic in my eyes. Go back
Yeah,
to the
man.
chat.
But yeah,
But
but no, go ahead.
now I wanted to talk about. It was written because at the time I was a big Illmatic fan, and I remember. I mean, if you remember the '90s, opening up that CD case and going through the tracks and looking at the producers
Right.
and not seeing Pete Rock, not seeing Premier on there. It was like, wait, what's going on?
Right.
So it was kind of like what's this about? So there was a lot of hate going on at the time. But
Right.
in retrospect, that's it's some of the Trackmasters' best work, definitely some of Havoc's best work.
Oh
I
yeah,
wouldn't I
absolutely.
wouldn't say I wouldn't say it's some of Dre's best work, but it's definitely Trackmasters and Havoc definitely held it down.
Oh
Um,
yeah, the setup, live nigga rap. Whew.
yeah,
And
The NYC.
and you know the story
Classic.
with the live nigga rap song, right?
That supposed to be on Hell on Earth, was it? I think.
The live nigga rap.
Yeah.
You know the story with that, right?
nah,
I posted the Mobb Deep song, I think, at
Yeah, that's what
first.
it was. Yeah, because originally it was a song that was supposed to be on Hell or Not. My bad, I was taking out my dog. Um, Originally the live nigga rap song was supposed to be on Hell on Earth, but Nas loved the song so much he bought the beat from them, and then that's why if you notice that Prodigy goes first and then Havoc, and then that's how
wow,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's how that came about. But
yo,
originally that was supposed to be on Hell on Earth.
wow, I can't
Yeah,
do if that was on Hell on. I can't imagine Hell on Earth being any better than it was. But man,
Right.
but yo, who produced Taking Blood?
Oh, that was
That
a
was that.
stretch.
Wow,
Yeah. And he also did Silent Murder too.
that's crazy.
Didn't
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Primo did that give you power, right? I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I should remember that because that's honestly one of my favorite Nas songs.
Same.
Wow.
So fucking good.
I think I
Yeah,
was
but it's
expecting a little more Premier on there. I think that's what it was. But
right. But like, again, it was all about Steve Stout. He had control of what was going on that album. You know what I mean?
how do you feel about I Am?
I like I Am.
Me too.
I
So
think
do
that's
I.
underrated.
So do I,
Me
man.
too.
I love that album.
Yeah.
I need to go back and find the original bootleg because I remember there was a bootleg of I Am with the joints that were on it before it got leaked. Because I know he had to
Yeah.
like rearrange stuff and do new tracks.
Yeah.
But there was
Blazer 50 was on there.
yeah, Blazer 50, Belly Button Window,
Mm-hmm.
Drunk in My Car. There was a couple of songs. Yeah, that could have been a great record. I mean, it is a great record, but it could have been a lot better if that leak didn't get out.
Yeah. Because it was supposed to be a double disc album originally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, it got leaked because of Napster and shit like that. So they had to redo a lot of the songs. So some of the songs that were supposed to be on I Am, or it went on Nostradamus, which I thought was a dope album. I mean, it's not his best, but it's not as bad as people make it out to be, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
My opinion
Come and
on
Get
that
Me.
album, yeah, that's a dope song. My opinion on that album, it was at the time, because I got to go back and listen to it, but at the time, it was a really big disappointment. It was a
Yeah,
really big
to a lot of people
disappointment.
too. Because I felt the same way too. But then as I got older, I was like, you know what? Let me check it out. And I was like, okay, got some dope joints. It's not as bad as I thought it would be.
I just remember Big Girls. I'm not a fan of that song.
You're a big girl now.
Yo. But it seemed lazy. It seemed lazy and rushed. And that video, I remember he did a video where he was like 3D. You had to wear 3D glasses. And it was
Yeah. He
Yo,
came
guys,
back on Stillmatic though.
I'm about to take a piss quick. I'll be right back. Y'all keep talking though.
All right, brother.
All right, I'll be back.
All right.
yeah. That's Stillmatic was dope.
Yeah, I love Stillmatic, man. Rewind and shit. Oof.
Oh, yeah.
So good. Let's see. The Crunchy Sofa asks, hey, y'all do agree with me with this trendy thing? Andre 3000 gets mad overrated. People say GOAT talk or top 5. I never felt that way. I think Andre is amazing, but I would love for him to have his own solo album that I could judge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think his work with Outkast is great. But then again, I feel in hip hop we judge our rappers by their albums, their body of work. So I don't have a really good gauge on him as an artist solo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I love the Love Below because I'm a huge Prince fan and it reminds me of Prince, But
yeah.
I would want a whole hip hop album of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's overdue, man. Like he needs, I don't know if it's ever going to come out or he's ever going to do something, but
yeah. What's your thoughts on that, Steven? Like, you think Andre 3000 is overrated or?
I think he is a bit.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, because if he had an album.
But yeah, as far as the album though, and like I said, that doesn't take anything away from Andre 3000. He is dope, but again, another person I don't hold in high regards. And you guys, if you guys know me for the years that you guys follow me, I have no filters, so I say what I have to say, and I think a lot of people like that about me.
You know me too, Steve. I don't give a fuck.
Oh,
you know that.
absolutely. But
Yeah.
as far as him dropping a solo album, I highly doubt it will come out. Maybe an EP or something. But honestly, I think he's done with music. He's not really,
Yeah, I think
you
that
know,
time came and went as far as like when people were expecting it. I think in like 2007 or 8, people like that's when he needed to drop it because that's when his
right,
name was coming up a lot in like top fives, and that kind of died down. But it's I was saying before that it's kind of hard to gauge an artist when they don't have that body of work, or like
right,
at least like one or two bodies of work where they're just where you could say, all right, that's
right.
a classic, that's not a classic. But then again, he was a part of Aquemini and
Yeah,
AT Aliens, and so he definitely deserves the respect.
absolutely. But you guys did get like a he did kind of get like a solo album from him from the love
The
from
Love
the
Below, yeah, yeah,
yeah, so I mean I don't know. Even though like it was an Outcast album, but it was like solo albums,
Yeah.
different. But I
I ain't
don't know.
gonna lie though. I fucking despise Hey Ya. Oh Lord.
Yeah, I fucking hate that shit.
I
Yeah.
remember the first day I heard that song. I forgot where I heard it. Maybe it was on the radio, and I was like, "Yo, we are never gonna hear the end of this shit.
Yeah,
This shit is gonna
Yeah.
be on the like." It was just made for the radio, man.
Yeah. My ex girlfriend at the time
absolutely.
played the fuck out of that, unfortunately, So it got stuck in my head. I hate that shit.
But
Uh
it made Outkast, cultural phenomenons, and hopefully brought like a whole new crowd to go listen to those first 3 albums, and because those are the gems right there.
I'm with you.
Right.
You know what album I want to talk about, man? I think it's stupid underrated, man. Goody Mob Still Standing.
It's a classic.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
love
Yes.
that album. Yeah.
Yes.
Soul Food is
Yeah.
my favorite. That gets all the love. I love Soul Food, but that
Absolutely.
one too, man. 1998.
Black Ice.
Classic.
Black Ice, man. Woo.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sky High. Sky High.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Those
that shit.
those like I feel like 98, 99 was an important moment for Atlanta hip hop, and kind of gave way to like the fucking takeover that they had in the 2000s, and I feel like Aquemini kind of legitimized Southern rap for New Yorkers, because I don't remember too many New Yorkers really bumping any AT Aliens or too much Southern rap until Aquemini really came out, and then I feel like New York mixtapes, they kind of made it okay to do that.
No,
Yeah,
you're
Coronado
absolutely
is
right.
a masterpiece.
You're absolutely right because I remember back in the I think it was like Source Magazine of '95, the awards. They I think they got booed. Didn't they get booed for
Oh yeah,
doing the
yeah, yeah,
awards
yeah,
and
yeah. When
shit?
they won, yeah,
Yeah, when they won and shit. Yeah. But yeah, man. Yeah, like the first three Outkast albums, like my favorite is ATLians for me. I love the fact that they started delving into production themselves, and I just like the overall dark vibe of the album.
Oh, I love that
yeah.
album, man. I love
I
that
Yeah.
album.
remember. My favorite is Aquemini, because I just remember that moment when they dropped it. I'm not sure if the source gave it 5 mics or whatnot, but I remember um, they did that joint with Raekwon,
Oh
and
yes.
that was on
Woo!
the Clue tape. That was on
Smooth
the
on the
Clue tape.
smooth on the Bobby, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that was on
Woo!
the DJ Clue tape, and that was big because I don't remember Outkast being on another DJ Clue tape, and that was a moment. That was a big moment for them.
Doobie Socks. I don't know how to say that dude's name. Sonics. Oh, Doobie Sonics. Andre 3000 or Dell. Andre lyrically, but Dell got albums, and
Yeah.
Dell was amazing.
Yeah,
That
I'm gonna
no
go
need.
with Dell.
Yeah. No need for alarm.
Oh, that's
Crazy.
my favorite.
Yeah.
93. I'm
Yeah.
a big Hyro head. I love Hyro, yo.
Yeah. 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 But what kills me is that people only know Dell for. I mean, yeah, Hyrule just for the Souls of Mischief album. They never talk
Yeah,
about
that's it.
anything else.
The
They don't talk about
1998 album.
You
The
who?
'98
Third Eye
album.
Vision? The Third Eye Vision
Yeah,
joint?
man.
Yeah.
Third Eye Vision. Yeah. Casual for itself. You know.
Joe, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, there's a couple solo albums I need to get from them. Like I need to get the Extra Prolific album.
Yeah, that's very hard to come by.
Yeah, I need to get that joint. Um, yeah, man, I need to get the Third Eye Vision album.
That's kind
I
of
got
pricey
more.
too.
Is it?
Yeah, I got it for like $20, but I think it
Damn,
went up. I'm not too sure. Yeah.
oh, man, damn, bro.
Yo,
Yeah,
I
my
got a
shit.
question.
No, go ahead.
I got a question for y'all. Not to change the subject, but how do you guys feel about Nature as a rapper? Do you feel underrated?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think Nature's dead nice. You know.
yeah, he's
Yes.
dope. He's dope.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wish the album that came out had like that barbecue joint with Nas, the summertime barbecue with
Woo,
a
my nigga,
Yes.
yes.
yeah,
Summer
you
Yes.
know?
cookout, yes.
You know,
Yeah.
I got that. The only like I have that joint, but I have like, and I don't know if any other versions exist, but I have it, and it sounds like shit. But I would love to hear like a cleaned up version of that song. That would be dope.
Oh,
'Cause
you know what?
You know what?
On
Go
his
ahead. Go ahead,
Bandcamp.
Mike.
On his
Yes, I
Bandcamp.
was just about to say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Say that,
Queen's
Steven.
oh,
Classic.
word?
Let niggas know, Steven.
All right, yeah. I'll post it. I'll post. Matter of fact, it's called Queen's Classic. I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna put it on the chat so you guys can check it out. But it's pretty much like songs that he did on the Clue tapes back in the late '90s, like all the
Oh,
unreleased stuff. Yeah,
you
the
remember
stuff that was
Behind
on tape.
Bars? A song called Behind Bars.
I think that's on it too. I'm not sure, but
Magic,
it's like
Magic
some
and
of
Bird.
Yup, Magic and Bird is on that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, like those songs were supposed to be on his first album, but the album got it kept getting pushed back.
Yo,
And
that
then that's
album was nobody heard that album. Like I remember it came out and I bought it and
right,
nobody even knew it came out. They were just they didn't
right.
believe it was out yet and I was like this is it. Like this is the album and it got no push.
Yeah.
And it's fucked up. Cuz it
Yeah, because
definitely I mean
I remember seeing
that,
Ultimate High, the Ultimate High video with
yeah,
Nas.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, but that was the only thing. But other than that, you didn't really get a lot of good promo, like you said.
And it's
Yeah.
sad because you know he was lifting off. Like I feel like he was getting it. He was on the Banned from TV joint and he was,
Oh,
you know, and everybody on there was kind of taken off, and then he just kind of disappeared, man. It's fucked up.
I get
Right.
pussy with my I get pussy with my father's features.
Father's features, woo!
Yeah, but Source Money killed that shit. He killed that same beat.
You're just a pussy. You're just
Yeah,
a pussy with your father's features. You're just a pussy with your father's. Yeah, he flipped it on
Yo,
him.
he fucking killed that
Yo,
shit.
ooh.
yo, sauce is dead nice.
Yo, he's another dude too, man. He's so underrated,
Yeah.
man.
Yo, he
Nigga
wrote.
said you
Wait,
you
go ahead.
thought these cats was Chinese. How they duck sauce? That
Ooh,
Woo!
nigga's
And
he's nice.
you know, he wrote Puffy's "I'll Be Missing You,"
yeah,
which is, you know, for a writer to really embody somebody else's pain and do that. That was because that song was a #1 hit, but really to embody Puffy and that shows a lot of talent, man. To write a song like that, you know, your friend just passed and you're a third party and you got to like write about it, and that's a hell of a thing to do.
Yeah, Sauce Money was stupid nice, man.
you know it's funny with that. He never got paid for that until like a couple years ago.
Really.
Yeah, yeah, because like Jay Z, because he had to he had to speak he spoke with Jay Z. He had to talk Jay Z into letting Puff know like to give him some money off of that. So for years that they played that, he never got any royalties from that.
Wow.
And I think that's fucked up.
And he's another one that was just like kind of lifting off. Because I
Right.
remember he was on the Volume 2. I forget the song, but it was like that joint where everybody was on it.
Reservoir
Yeah.
Dogs. Oh man.
Reservoir
Yeah,
Dogs, and he killed it.
Barfest. All them niggas
yeah,
killed it. Yeah.
yeah.
They call me Poppy Seed because I'll pop your seed. He was
Mm.
Gangsters don't die, they get chubby. Moved to Miami. I Kiss killed
Yeah.
that song.
Woo.
Yeah.
Good times, man. Good times in hip hop.
Yeah,
Man.
man.
To
I
me,
miss that.
Volume 2 represented like a shift. Like it was just like a good time, and
Mhm.
it was just like I feel like because of that album, hip hop kind of moved a little back to the East Coast. With X and the rebirth of Def Jam and all that shit.
Right. Yeah, because they had that whole Def Jam 2000
Yeah.
campaign at the time. Yeah, I remember that.
I agree with the Crunchy Sofa, man. He said Big Noid is underrated. I love Noid.
Oh, I
Oh
love
yeah,
Noise,
for
man.
sure.
Definitely. Episodes of a Hustler?
Man,
Crack.
y'all made me want to go look. Hold on, hold on. I got to fuck your eyes up.
I got that
Keep
OG
talking, keep
with the
talking.
blue spine. Let's see what niggas talking about.
The OG Preston with the purple
Yeah, I
spine.
got that. I got that. Shout out to my nigga Freddie Lugo. I
Yeah,
got that. I had the same pressing, but it didn't have the purplish blue spine until I got it from Lugo. Yeah.
right. Here's another
Perfect
one
clock.
too. So,
Yeah. Only the
yeah,
strong.
yeah.
Mad underrated.
Very underrated.
I love
Shoot 'em
that
up,
era.
bang,
Like,
bang.
yeah, the Free
Yeah,
Agents mixtape too. That mob joint, the Free Agents. Niggas don't
Oh
talk about
yeah,
that
yeah.
either.
but I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Backwards. Backwards is one of my favorite Mob Deep songs ever, man.
Oh yeah,
Did
absolutely.
they? I remember. Did they drop that joint? But did they drop something else with it, or like a CD came with it? I don't know if I'm remembering that right.
Yeah, yeah. Totally
Yeah, it was
And
fucking.
a
I
double disc. It was a double
Yeah.
disc album.
yeah, you're right. You're right. I gotta find that.
Yeah, yeah, I
Because
got that too.
Alchemist produced some dope joints on that.
Oh yeah. Whew. 4th of July. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was actually no. I'm like I was gonna say that was the first time I heard Alchemist rap on that song, but I was like, nah, I forgot about Different Worlds that he did
Different worlds.
with what
Yeah.
Big Twin back in 2000 and 2001 or
Yeah.
Who
2002 when it came out. But yeah,
who produced Bump That with 50? Havoc? Who produced that?
yeah, that was how it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that shit.
Yo, how do you guys feel about 50's discography as far as like, because I'm of the belief that 50 did his best work prior to his first album. Like those mixtapes,
Yeah,
when he was just coming out, I feel like that's his best work, and that's the hardest stuff to find. I feel.
Yeah,
yeah, I agree.
I love
Yeah,
pre
go ahead, Mike.
oh my bad. I love pre Aftermath Shady 50, but I do
Yeah,
love Give It to That Try, man. I fucking love that album.
yeah, that's a
The
dope
Massacre
album.
had it. The Massacre had its moments, you know. Curtis has about what 3 good joints.
But
Yeah, yeah,
uh, Before I Self Destruct is pretty tough, man. I revisited
I
that.
love that. I was just about to say, I love
yeah. I
that
gotta go
album.
back. I gotta go back and give that a
Woo!
try.
I love the dark vibe of the album. I
Animal
also like the.
Ambition, I don't like.
You didn't like Animal Ambition?
Not really, not
Really?
really,
Oh,
dog.
I feel it. I actually liked it. You know, I think only because since I watched Power and a lot of the songs they played on that TV show.
Yo, Power's
Yeah,
amazing show, dog. I love Power.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yo, shout out my nigga Chuck Reeves in the building. That's my dude. Chuck Reeves is my
Chuck
dude.
Reeves, peace, man, peace, peace.
Yeah. Yo, he's in the Sean Price video, Barbarian.
Oh
He's in
shit,
that. Yeah, the nigga with the beard. Yeah,
oh shit. That's what's up, man.
yeah.
Peace to you, man.
Chuck Reeves is a good dude.
Yeah, for
Right.
me, my
Like, call
favorite,
me like, hey, so I'm thinking about this.
my favorite 50 projects, would have to say, Guess Who's Back,
Yeah.
Before I Self Destruct, and I really like War Angel LP, which was like it was a mixtape, but it was promoting Before I Self Destruct. So if you like Before I Self Destruct, you'll like the War Angel LP. That shit was pretty dope.
Yo, what's that track? I Lie Niggas. I remember that track. Yeah.
Yeah.
Check these questions. Freddie Fox and the Knots album. I didn't hear that yet.
Yeah, I still haven't heard that yet.
Knots is dope producer too.
Yo, Jesus Christ. He made me want to redo some of my shit, yo. That's how dope that nigga is, man.
He got some
That
shit
dude.
with Conway coming out too.
Woo!
Yeah. Conway was
Oh
playing it
my
on
god.
his live
Yeah.
Instagram. I said, God damn.
Damn.
Yeah, that shit that nigga be playing on his Instagram live.
Yeah. Shit's retarded, man.
Ridiculous.
Oh, Mark John, he asked this question last time. Y'all ever heard of Capital C's? Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah.
He's dope. He's dope.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to him. Rest
He
in
do.
peace.
Yeah, RP. I like early Joey Badass, you know? I like
Yeah.
early 1999 and
Yeah.
Before the Money.
Yeah, my favorite project from Joey Badass would have to be Summer Nights. I know that was a mixtape, but it played out as an album. But that to me is best body of work in my opinion.
Yeah, it's dope. It's definitely dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry Bonita, 95 Until Infinity, whole bunch of other shit, man. Satellite, crazy.
Yeah, Ghetto Quran is a great song, Graffiti.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Very
It,
tough.
it, it got him shot the fuck up, but it's a great song.
Yeah. You want to talk about snitching? Yeah.
What's up, man?
Oh, so yeah. So while we kind of went off topic, but we was talking about
Yeah,
we
thank
was
you,
talking about
Steven. Thank you.
Kane's discography, Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane's discography, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, Kane is dope, but but like you guys said, he definitely had a couple of duds in his discography, but he definitely had dope joints, within those albums. Like my favorite album, obviously, like I said before, is Looks Like a Job Fork, because to me that was like his comeback album compared to like what he did with Taste of Chocolate and what's that album? Prince of Darkness.
Prince
Although
of
I
Dark.
did like Prince of Darkness though. I thought that was an improvement compared to Taste of Chocolate.
That song with Busta and Q-Tip, is that, am I bugging? Is that on there?
That's on Prince of Darkness.
Yeah, that song was a banger.
Yeah, that shit is tough. That shit is tough. That shit is tough. That song The Lover in You, that was pretty dope. Where he uses the Prince sample.
Yeah, I got to go back
Yeah.
and really revisit Kane because as Long Live Kane to me is a classic,
Absolutely.
the production on that is, man.
Molly Mall, yo.
Yeah.
To me that it changed the game a bit, and but I really got to go back and listen to those albums you guys were talking about, the ones after.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and then like the Taste of Chocolate, it was a really bad time for Kane because around that time, that's when the rumors of him having AIDS, really fucked him up and shit. I don't
Yeah,
know if
he
you
did
guys
some
remember
extra
that.
shit. The Playboy shit. Ugh, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, you can't picture KRS doing Playboy, man. I mean, Playgirl.
Oh, no. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't
Mm.
ride with that shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
And that song,
but yeah,
Barry White song is trash.
oh my god, yo, I heard the story about that song. Them two, they drank mad 40s. They had mad 40s, and they just recorded that song. Like that shit was like, God, that was bad, man. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I understand because he's influenced by the 70s. He grew up in the
Yeah,
70s. That was his era, and you could tell in his music that he embodied that. But it's just I understand why he did it, but it just wasn't something for him. It wasn't for him, in my opinion.
yeah,
And then the Daddy's Home was cool, but I feel like he was all over the place. He had a couple of dope beats on the album, but it was a little bit too much for me. It wasn't like I just feel like what the fuck. Um,
yeah. What the fuck's going on there, man?
I know, right? Jeez. Nah, but with Daddy's Home, I felt like he was all over the place. It was like he was trying to be too gangster, and it's just like either
When
that
did
or
that
like
when did that come out?
that was
94.
'94. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
you
one
know,
with
I
Storm too.
wait. A lot of older like rappers from like the late '80s trying to like fit into like the new '90s, more
Right,
gangster.
right.
Um, like Brand Nubian, that was a big shift from
Oh, you
All
talking
for
about the,
One.
the third album?
Yeah, if they went from you know, kind of pro black to punks jump
Right.
up to get beat down, and that shift. A lot of they couldn't adapt. I feel.
Right. I mean, oh, you talking about In God We Trust, the second
Yeah,
album.
yeah, in God We Trust.
Yeah, that's my favorite album from them, believe it or not.
Oh, it's my shit.
Is
Lil
that is
Jamal,
that
he's
is that
shining.
with Love Me or Leave Me Alone?
Yes.
Yeah, because I feel like they're one of the groups that kind of adapted to it, but a lot of other rappers were trying to like fit into it, and they really couldn't do it.
Right, right, right. Because I feel what you're saying because I remember when they dropped that third album, Everything Is Everything back in '94, the beat because Lord Jamar was doing most of the beats. And like, the beats were kind of like a little bit too laid back for my taste. It was a cool album. I got used to it. It grew on me, but it's not my favorite for them. It's too laid back. It
Yo,
was like very influenced. It was very influenced by the West Coast, and it was like, nah, I wasn't feeling it. Although I did
yeah, I
like a
like.
couple of songs like all of that,
Yeah,
Word Is Gone, joints like that.
it's
A
the
big,
return of the motherfucking dreadlock. That shit,
yeah,
Yeah,
fire.
one of a big album, not a big album, but one of the albums that represent that kind of like the old school artists trying to adapt was remember that LL Cool J album where it was like Shots to the Dome or something.
yeah, we talked about that. The 14 shots to the dome.
Yeah, and he was coming hard. He was coming a little too hard.
Right.
I
And
like that
like I
album.
said, I love that album. I love that
Yeah,
album.
I got to go back because I know that joint Pink Cookies was on there, and I forget what else was on there, but I remember he was like,
Backseat.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember the videos. He wasn't ladies' love. He was more, a little more gangster.
Right.
Drake Digger 147 as favorite Grand Poobah album. I gotta say, real to real.
Real to real.
Yeah, same thing. Same
Yeah.
thing.
I honestly wasn't a fan of the one that came after that.
The 2000 album, right?
That joint, I like it. Is
Yeah.
that beat is dope,
Yeah, I love that
but
joint. I remember
I
when I
don't.
when I was when I first heard it too. That shit was ill.
But his flow is kind of like very very lazy, man.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you on that.
But real to real, oh my god.
Yeah,
What goes around 360? That to me, that's a classic joint.
absolutely.
I even like the
Yeah,
Mary
Mark,
J
you're
shit.
right. You're right. MC Hammer did try to make gangster rap.
Oh yeah, yeah,
The headbanger, the headhunter, or some shit like that.
yeah,
Trash.
Even Vanilla
Yeah.
Ice, man. Vanilla Ice had the dreads come out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
It
No,
was
but
dude,
getting back to Grand Puba, like I get what you're saying about his lazy flow, but I don't know. That was always him though. He always had that Lack of Days Ago, but that was him, and I don't know, it was like a weird, like kind of like a reggae dance show kind of vibe to it. It was really dope. My issue with the 2000 album that came out in '95, I just feel like the beats were dope, but sometimes they were a little bit too. They sound too samey. Like there
Yeah,
was no there was no variety with the beats, and then like he just talked about the same stuff throughout the whole album. I feel like I've heard one good
yeah.
song. You
It
know what
was.
I
It
mean?
was. I don't think it was a really good album.
Right. It
Um,
could have been better. Could have been better.
you,
Yeah,
are you? Are you? What were you saying?
I have yet to hear that album. I didn't hear that album yet.
The 2000, yeah, check it out.
Are
Yeah.
you guys fans of Nice and Smooth?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Because
I love him on Dwight, but I didn't Dwick, but I didn't hear nothing else. Like I didn't hear the solo albums of them.
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah, their
I
first
need to,
solo album is dope.
I need to get the rest of the albums because the only albums I have is of Jewel of the Now
Love
that
that
came out in
album.
'94. That's a good. Well, Blunts, that
Yeah,
shit.
and
But
then their first
the
one
other
was
stuff
dope.
is hard to find.
Well, they had a first joint come out. I forget the name of it. And it is a blue cover, and they're kind of like wearing the light colors and stuff.
Yeah,
And
that's a self-titled album.
yeah, and then they had another one come out, which was dope. It had Sometimes I
Yeah,
Rhyme Slow on it, and
yes, I need to get
Hip
that
Hop
album.
Junkies. That's a dope
Yeah,
album.
yeah,
I know that
yeah.
song. I know that song.
Woo!
Sometimes I'm slow.
The How to
That's a
Flow
dope.
joint. Oh my god,
How to
with the
Flow, yeah.
Carter Family sample,
Yep.
crazy.
I'm Greg Nice, and I am MC Smooth Beat. That dude.
Woo!
That is
Woo!
that's some stuff right there.
Yeah. That to me, that out like they, even though they're from the Bronx, but that embodied the Bronx and Harlem sound, in my opinion, especially around that time. Like when I
Yeah.
think of Harlem back in 1990, 91, I think of
Yeah.
them,
Oh yeah.
even though they're from the Bronx, but still, that whole uptown sound at that
And
time,
and they
definitely.
did a song of theirs in English and in Spanish. You remember that? They did I forgot what
Yeah,
the joint was.
how to flow.
Yeah, and that was something new. They had the Spanish
Yeah.
joint, Spanish Fly
Hmm.
joint.
Yeah. Woo. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Time is shit, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of variety of music, man, that you don't really get with today's music.
Nah.
You know what I mean? That's just my personal opinion. All right, you guys want to talk about Rakim?
Woo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's talk about Rakim Allah.
Rakim Allah, the God.
Probably the greatest, man. Probably the greatest of all time.
His best
I
work is
respect
with
that.
Eric B, but Eric B didn't even do shit on them records. You know, mostly
No,
Marley
yeah,
and Extra P,
right.
shit like that. But Paid in Full,
Hit it full.
classic, undeniable. You know.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Uh, Follow the Leader is my favorite when it comes to that.
Classic. Classic.
Yeah. Let the Rhythm Hit 'em. Amazing,
Classic.
amazing
No,
album.
I'll even call that a classic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And then 1992, Don't Sweat the Technique, also a fucking classic. I love that album.
That
Castle
beat
Music,
on that song. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Oh.
Know the
And people hate
Ledge,
on that album.
Casualties of War and shit.
Casualties of War, yeah.
Ooh,
Uh,
yes, yes.
Now,
They were talking
Rakim
about some
solo
real
shit,
shit.
not so much a fan. I'm not gonna lie. 18 Letters though.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's dope as far as the solo shit.
Yeah, Master. That fucking cover, man. Oof.
Yeah, yeah, that was a low budget kind of cover.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's
Looks like one of those feature video type of movies and shit.
Yeah,
in
it
the
wasn't
seventh
really a
seal.
fair.
Would you say, Mike?
The Seventh Seal, the 2009 joint, whatever the fuck it came out, that's just whack.
Yeah, that was
I'm
garbage. That
sorry.
was garbage. I
Yeah,
got it right here, actually.
yeah,
And
that
you
joint.
know, you were talking about the 18th letter. That contains some of Premier's laziest production, man. And
Yeah.
and I you know, it's hard for me to say that because I honestly think Premier is just the greatest
You
in
talk about
everything he
Silver
touches.
Seal or the
Um,
Master?
on the Master,
Okay.
it's just I don't know, man. Like I'm a big Premier fan. I think everything he touches is gold, but you know, it's definitely not his best.
Yeah. Cause yeah, I know what you mean. Because I actually like those songs that believe it or not, but that's another Primo definitely has some dozens in his discography, but he definitely is one of the best producers of all time. In
Yeah,
fact,
Yeah,
he's my favorite. You know.
yeah,
that song Waiting for the World to End, that was on the Master album. That originally was
yeah.
that was for Nas originally.
Oh, where? Wow.
Yeah. But he passed it up, so Rakim took it.
Like an MC of his caliber, like, cause Paid in Full and all that. That's basically Rakim's solo albums, So you would think
Yeah,
once
exactly.
once he goes solo fully, that they would be to that standard, but they're not. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now
Because I
KRS is
know
a different story.
because I know throughout like the mid 90s, Rakim had like issues with the law and shit.
Yeah, I heard about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. What were you saying about KRS-One now? My bad, I
So
didn't mean
like,
to cut y'all off.
oh no, it's all good, brother. Like it's kind of hard to talk with three niggas in a party, so yeah.
Yeah.
uh, yeah, but KRS is a different story because those BDP albums are damn near all incredible, and then he has like what three really good albums after that, solo wise.
Solo-wise, yeah,
In my
I
eyes.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Return of the Boom Bap.
Oh
Whoo!
God, classic beyond
Mm.
classic.
Yeah, I was just
Yes.
listening. I was just listening to Black Cop right before you guys came on.
Yeah, that's whoo dope shit.
I love that album.
Dope
I
shit.
love that album.
Yeah.
Like KRS said, like Daily Operation was the influence behind that. He heard that and he's like,
Oh
we gotta take
shit.
this shit back. Yeah.
Okay.
And I just want to mention because my favorite rapper of all time is Guru, and
My
he's
nigga. My nigga.
dude. He to
Woo!
me, if you want to be a rapper, I always tell people you study Guru. Like you don't need to know
Yeah.
any more, any less. Like the voice, the cadence, the way you could understand every single word, and just the
Mhm.
way he moves on the beat. Like there's nothing more to it. It's just the rest. It's the recipe right there. And then his voice. You can't replicate it.
Ball
Especially the
heads.
voice that gets you up. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
Ball head
Stop
slick.
it, man. Go ahead,
And
slick, man.
my favorite Gangstar song and my favorite premiere beat is not
Mm.
even on an album. It's The Question Remains. The beat
Ooh.
and Guru
Yes.
together. Ooh,
You know the story with that, right?
nah.
With that album, I mean with that song is it was supposed to be on the Hard to Earn album. And what happened was at the time when he made the song, well, when he made the beat, when because he got it from a Bob James record. Matter of fact, let me pull it out where he got the sample from. 1 second. He made that question remains from this album, this Bob James joint. And at the time, like he had a whole bunch of records with him because originally he's from Texas and he had a whole bunch of records on his in his pickup truck. So he went to from Texas to New York,
Yeah,
and that night it rained on all the records. So like with records, they come with with paper sleeves. So
yeah.
with water damage and all that shit. So that was like the only copy of that record that he had, and so the reason why the record that the beat sounded the way it did was because like he had to chop the sample because there were certain parts of the record that he couldn't place because there was a lot of static. So that's
Yeah.
why the way he chopped the beat is the way it sounds because of that.
Wow.
And he just kept the grittiness like that the static and the shit. So that's
See,
why
I
the beat
love
sounds
that
the way it
shit.
sounds and stuff.
Yeah, I love stories like that. I love to hear shit
Yeah.
like that. That's crazy.
But you
That
see,
is
that's why
crazy.
you will never get shit like that. You will never get stories like that with music today. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not really too personal, you know.
Right.
It's
Hey,
just
yo,
opening emails, closing emails.
yeah, Mark John said the Juice soundtrack is dope. I agree. That fucking Cypress Hill song, "Shoot 'Em Up,"
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
shoot 'em up,
yeah.
just shoot 'em
yeah,
up.
and that fucking sample, that shit's banging, yo.
Yeah, it's another loss, you know, is soundtracks.
Yeah, which is a good topic to lead into because Mark John said, "What's the best movie soundtrack of all time?"
Oh,
That's
that's easy
tough.
for me. That's
I
easy
mean,
for me.
if you want to just say movie soundtracks, I'm gonna go with Superfly. But if you want to do it with hip hop, um,
Oh, that's a good point too.
uh, I mean, for my generation and being in high school, you know, Belly was important for us.
Yeah.
Um,
Hell yeah.
but you know, there's Poetic Justice and Juice.
Ooh,
So I don't
yes.
know. What about you guys?
For me, I gotta go with Friday.
Woo!
Ooh,
Forgot about
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, New Jersey
yeah,
Drive too. New Jersey
yeah.
Drive.
Wow.
That was my pick too. New Jersey Drive.
Yeah.
Such a dope, such a dope variety of music on the album.
Yes, and I love that movie too.
Oh, I love that movie. Love that movie.
That nigga
Yeah.
midget, piece of shit.
He is. He's a piece of shit friend, yo. He's not a good friend.
Yeah, that nigga was talking about. Jason was talking about homeboy with the afro busting shots at him. That nigga's laughing.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Grimy shit, yo.
Yeah. Superfly is not better than Shaft, and I never heard the movie. I like better. I don't know about the soundtrack. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tales
We
from the
talk
Hood
about the
soundtrack is dope too.
Yeah.
yeah.
You hear about niggas remaking Superfly too, man? Fuck that.
Yo, it looks whack. It looks whack.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
do.
Oh, metrosexual ass nigga.
Yo, I don't know. I don't know who came up with that idea, but it's they can't come up with anything original anymore, man. They gotta just disrespect the past.
Yep.
Yeah, it just goes
Disgusting.
back. It just go back. Yeah, it just go back to what we said, man. It's like they can't come. Like they playing it safe because they know that remakes are what makes money.
Yeah. Yo,
So
I just want to mention one thing because
mm,
I'm gonna have to head out in about 5 minutes, but um, I think it's important to recognize I'm from Queens, you're from Queens,
right.
and you know trying to like I'm always trying to tell people the importance of Queens to hip hop as a whole, and I just want to talk about the importance of Hype Williams
Yes.
um, to the culture. Like he is rarely ever talked about, but to the clothes we wear, to just our
Yeah.
style, the way we make videos, the way
Hmm.
we walk and talk, and I'm not just saying that just because I'm from Queens, but I think he's totally underrated as just one of the conductors of this whole generation. And
That's dope.
I don't know what he's doing, but yeah, to me, Hype is like those videos. I mean, are
He
just
did doing it with El
yeah,
Kuza. He did doing it.
he did doing it. He did
Yeah.
Warning with Biggie, and he did
Yeah.
um Can It Be with Wu Tang, and
Yeah.
Did he
Oh
do
yeah. 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 Yeah.
Put Your Hands
with
on My Eyes Can
Mary,
See? Did he do
and
that too?
yeah.
The Buster joint? Yeah.
I mean, if you look at his videography, man, it's overwhelming, man.
I
Because
agree.
I mean, those Buster videos and the Missy and all that. He also
No.
did the Biggie Stay With Me video.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
But just the colors and the textures, man, and is so hip hop, and you see it today. You definitely see it today.
Yeah. It definitely has like the cinematic vibe to his videos. Definitely ahead of
Yeah,
his time.
he did If I Ruled the World with Nas, and
Yeah. And that's why, like, a lot of people were saying they were complaining about Belly because they felt like Belly was like a long music video. But I fucking
Yeah,
love that movie, Belly, man. But I understand why they
Yeah,
said it because the way it's filmed, it's reminiscent of those videos.
yeah.
But
You know what? It's a beautiful to look at. I mean,
right,
honestly, as far as story structure and acting, I'm not really a fan of the movie. But I mean, you turn the volume off and you just let it ride. It
right,
looks gorgeous, gorgeous.
right. I love everything about that movie, man. I
yeah,
love
I
it.
love Belly too. But you know what I don't like about Belly? There's one thing
Mm,
I don't like. Like the ending. I think it should have been like Buns and Sensei getting into some type of beef instead of Buns
yeah,
killing the preacher. What the fuck that was? I didn't get that. You know.
Yeah, I
right,
feel
right,
you.
But
right, right.
I do love the movie though. I fucks with it. You know.
Yeah, yeah. The
And
ending
that
definitely could have
soundtrack
been
is fire.
better though.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
Hype also did the video for Get At Me Dog when they were at the tunnel, black and white,
Ooh,
Oh,
which
I
is
yes.
love that shit. Niggas
another.
slapping the Timberlands together and shit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And Hype made the video for oh my god, the Craig Mack remix, where it's all white in the back and Puffy's dancing.
Yeah, Flavor in Your Ear.
Flavor in Your remix, yeah,
Yeah.
which is another classic joint.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, listen, guys, I gotta head out, but it's been a pleasure doing this with you, man.
All
Yeah,
right,
And
brother.
likewise. Thank you for joining, man.
yeah, anytime you need me, you want me to come on, like I love doing shit like this, man.
Yo, same here, man. Same here.
So yeah, I'm gonna go listen to a little KRS right now, some
All
boom
right,
bap.
man.
All right,
Word,
man, have a
word,
good one.
word.
All right,
Likewise,
yo.
man.
All right, peace,
Peace.
both of y'all.
Peace.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was dope. This was dope, man.
Hell yeah. We
Word,
can end
word.
it, or I
Yeah,
could just like,
we can end it because my shit
yeah,
this is like 30% of shit. So
yeah. All right, yo.
and
And,
I'm supposed to go back live with MC Rez later on. If you want to join that, I'll let you know on that.
all right, yeah. I'll be well. Sundays are whack as fuck for me, so I'll be around all day.
Okay,
You know.
okay, I'll let you know.
All right, brother.
Ah man, y'all be easy.
All right, yo. Peace. Peace out,
Peace,
yo.
peace, peace everybody in the chat. Thanks for participating.
Definitely.